Carolina with the lead. Here come the Stingrays back on the prowl. McGarrett takes a hard hit, neutral ice from Gendron. Loose puck goes back to the near side, and then Gendron gets jumped. And we've got a fight breaking out. Miles Gendron tied up on the sequence with Jacob Graves, the former Atlanta Gladiator.
Boomhauer out to center. Boomhauer with a big hit. Ooh, and then the bench door came open and section end behind the visiting bench. They're going to like that. Boomhauer again. That brings the crowd up again. Oh, and then we got a headlock between the benches, and now we got a fight separately. It's Boomhauer as he's dropping the gloves, and he is getting some rights in, and Boomhauer. 5 for fighting.
Chance for Ruffin. 107 remaining, period 2. We're tied at 2. Ballant, Hausinger, and we got a fight behind the play. Ends up more as Engelbert shoving the opposition down on the ice. And these aren't really good stand-em-up fights. They're more so just wrestling matches, so you know that the emotions are getting these guys.
Back, near shot for Capone, one-timer, saved by Brennan, puck into the air, couldn't be finished, and Johnson with an open ice hit delivered, and Skio's gonna drop the gloves with him. A quick response from the captain. Johnson finds himself in his second fight in 2 nights. And Johnson gets his jersey tugged over his head, never really had a chance to drop the gloves, as Skio went right at him and started throwing haymakers.
This is Clausen again, feeding it forward, but the Mariners quickly deny that. Top of the zone, the puck comes out. There are 2 players behind the play, mixed up, and the gloves are off. And we have a fight between Justin Bean and Matthew Corsia right near center ice. Corsia and Bean just 2.5 minutes or so into this game and into the season, and Bean puts him down. Those are.
He scored the second goal for Savannah. Evan Nass, and here we go, a fight at center ice. And a huge left there as a chance for Llewellyn. Liam Armsby, a goal and a fight in his first professional game.
Collected by Ripplinger, and a big hit thrown his way. And Ripplinger slow to get up. That was Corsia with the big check. He was the one that fought Justin Bean yesterday. And we will see if somebody will answer the bell. And yep, it's Willem DeVoe. DeVoe and Corsia fighting back near the Mariners' blue line. DeVoe got an early punch in, and now Corsia trying to hold him off. The fight ends up now in front of the Mariners bench. DeVoe tries to throw another one, now an uppercut, now over the top, Corsia. And now feeding DeVoe with uppercuts. DeVoe trying to get back into it. Corsia now swinging with both hands. And good on Willem DeVoe for standing up for his teammate. That's why he's got a letter.
It goes right wing. Cross ice pass. Here's Liebold on the left wing side. Liebold down in the corner. It's poked away. Here's Graves, and here we got a scrap. Knockbauer and Bent, the fight we've been waiting for. Both players trying to jar a couple of punches, and Knockbauer going over the top with a right there. Bent trying to land one now. Knockbauer looking to get an undercut, and he gets a good jab in there. Knockbauer another right. He's got his right hand free. Knockbauer trying to land a couple of knuckles, and he does. Fists are flying here at the Coliseum, and Knockbauer is feeding a couple of rights and lefts. And a good scrap there.
Moment for him. Icing call.
Oh, fight.
And sure enough, Kennedy and Skio. They were talking all warm-ups. Big left for Skio, uppercut. And a right lands for Kennedy. Uppercut attempt, no good. And then Skio with a couple of big shots. Trying to get the arm free is Kennedy. He has it free, pulls his helmet up. Skio doesn't have a bucket. Uppercut by Skio, and then an over-the-hand right. Kennedy, big right connects on Skio, and another one for Kennedy. Look at that! And the scope goes nuts. Welcome to Norfolk. Spencer Kennedy, look at this.
Thunder drill it back in. It's slowed up by LaFontaine. Here's Jake McLaughlin. He'll bounce it ahead. And now we're going to see a fight. Josh Thrower coming in for defense of Jake McLaughlin. He's going to drop the mitts in the corner with Dylan Boucher, the Thunder captain. Thrower trying to get a couple of rights. Boucher gets a couple of his own. They continue to jostle in the corner. Thrower trying to work his way free. Boucher with a couple of heavy rights along the back of the head of Thrower. And now the officials step in. And a spirited bout there from Dylan Boucher and Josh Thrower. And listen to this crowd inside Cable Dahmer Arena.
17% last year. Now a penalty's been taken by Rapid City. A neutral zone steal for Justin McCallion. Charles Martin tripped him as he would have had a break otherwise. And with 17 to go in the third period, now we have our first fight. Millimuck getting into it with McKee. McKee is bigger. Millimuck's the middleweight, but a hefty fighter. Right between the benches and the scorer's table. McKee and Millimuck. A big right from Millimuck on McKee's face. Millimuck's got his visor off. McKee's is still on. Millimuck reaching at McKee. And now the linesmen have jumped in to stop those fisticuffs. Stop.
The Tulsa Oilers.
Back here, BOK Center on the York Pumping Ice, and we've got a scrap coming here. It's going to be Millimuck and LaRue. They're tied up in the dots in the Rapid City end. Millimuck getting his right hand free. LaRue trying to hold on here, gets his left in a heavy bomb, bringing the helmet of Millimuck off as Radomski getting out of his crease just to avoid the melee. And now LaRue and Millimuck both getting hands free. They'll tumble down to the ice surface. And that's a pair of heavyweights. Millimuck picking up his second fight of the season already. He's also his team's leading goal scorer.
Mariners lob this one back inside the Norfolk line off the glove of an Admiral, and it's going to be a glove pass as a result. And now the gloves off at center ice and a fight taking place between Jake Willits and Marco Reifenberger. Willits trying to get the Mariners fired up, came over the top of the big right hand but didn't connect. Now he's got the jersey up. Now an uppercut. Willits grabbing onto Reifenberger. It really hasn't been a punch that has landed, and now I think they're both out of gas, and the linesman will break it up.
For Craig's center ice logo. And now a fight right at center. It's Oliver and Sawyer. Mark Oliver delivering blows on Sawyer. Oliver with a couple rights, and he brings Sawyer down to the ground. If my memory is correct, I'm pretty sure it was Sawyer who Oliver was trying to get at on Wednesday, and the 36-year-old Mark Oliver is fired up right now.
Well, he took a spear in the face.
And the Swamp Rabbits clear the zone. It's Patrick Moynihan. He takes a bump from Graves, and it ignites a fire. Coyle's gloves are off, and Graves and Coyle are going at it. Graves with the throwdown. Jacob Graves throwing Coyle to the ice.
Boomhauer was in, and now Isley back the other way. Jace Isley locked up with Paquette again, and now they continue to go at it after Isley flattened him, and now the gloves are off. Paquette and Isley. Isley already has a black eye, and he's swinging away. Isley gets the takedown.
And that'll do it for the opening period. And Drevich took a shot at Lowe, and not surprising, Lowe took him down. I don't know why Drevich finished his check. It was well after the horn. And Braden Lowe, a veteran in this league, is not going to stand for that. Now we got Vitelli and Harper dropping the gloves. Chris Harper and Reese Vitelli out near the Orlando blue line are going to take it to center ice. Vitelli a right that missed. Harper's got the size advantage in this one. Harper with a right hand over the top that connects on Vitelli. If he gets loose, Vitelli will be in deep trouble. Got a pretty good hold on him now. Harper over the top of the right hand, trying to get loose. Vitelli holding on. Now a right from in tight by Vitelli, and they wrap up in front of the penalty box.
Center ice, Leopard dropping the gloves with Hadubas. Jackson Leopard trying to get his right free. Habudaz gets a right. Leopard comes right back with another one. Leopard just giving him the lawnmower. Trying to make it start. Fists flying furiously. Leopard loses his elbow pad. Still going. Connects on a few more.
Come to center, pushed across the line by Krankovic, and he is upset. He is ready to go. That's Gavin. Pardon me, that's Gavin, and he had every right to be upset. He and McLaughlin are going at it right in front of the Allen bench.
He'd go with him with an elbow, a high elbow attempt that missed, because KC just feels emboldened. They're not going to get calls against him.
And finally, Van Unen grabs him, and they're going to go. Van Unen with a couple over the top, and finally they tumble to the ice.
Change 7 minutes into the first. It's Orlando and Savannah. Here's Kelly Bent. Running too hard by Zach Ewens, and a fight at center ice behind the play, and Devin Poliani is swinging against the toe. As Poliani standing up for his teammates and lighting up Enmarket Arena.
Off against Colin Jacobs to get us underway from the Cross Insurance Arena on a Sunday afternoon. And we have a fight 6 seconds into the game. Willem DeVoe has dropped the gloves with Riley Piercy back in front of the Worcester slot. DeVoe got some big rights in. Piercy trying to come back. This is DeVoe's second fight of the early season. And Piercy did a good job to stay on his skates there. Looked like DeVoe was going to have the takedown. The right wing side, Hatton puts it in and takes a hit. Arvanitis some trouble after playing that puck behind the net, but he's able to scramble back. Now a battle ensuing in behind. Back up top it comes. McDonald takes it wide on the left, and now there's going to be a penalty coming up as Crowder and Massicott now are tangled, and Crowder throwing punches. Massicott has not gotten one in yet. And we will see what the penalties are here.
One never makes it to Young, and before it's jousted in the left wing corner. Preston, he's getting worked over by Ashbrooks, and they're going to go. Here we are, and it's already over as Ashbrooks, they get back to their feet. Refs get in between it. As the gloves came off, and quickly slipping to the ice as Ashbrook was over the top of Preston.
Débord de Denis. Oh! Solide mise en échec et Beauchamp n'est pas content. On a visé la tête et les gants sont jetés, Félix. Une bagarre entre Beauchamp et Powell Connor.
Écoute, je pense que le mandat d'Anthony Beauchamp était clair quand on est allé chercher cet été. C'est déranger l'adversaire. Oui, marquer des buts, faire des passes, amasser des points, mais déranger l'adversaire. Et je trouve que depuis le début de la saison, il fait quand même très bien.
He could not get a stick on it. He was collided with hard hit from Thomas. Make that number 2 Jackson Stewart. Dubinsky tripped from behind. Oh, we got a fight. Here's number 2 Jackson Stewart against Blatchman. Stewart some overhand rights. Oh, Blatchman cranks him with the left. He's got him in a headlock almost. Jackson hanging in there. Fight at center ice. First fight for Blatchman this year. Jersey over the head. Blatchman a left overhand and he missed. And that'll do it for the fight. Jersey ripped off by Nico Blatchman. A good bout.
But they couldn't get the shot off. Big hit here along the boards by Nolan Need, and one of the Americans is down. Now we're going to fight. Seaman comes over to grab him, and Seaman and Need are going to go at it. As the helmet is off from Seaman, Need still has his on.
The point, shot from up high, saved by Johnson. Rebound, Knockbauer got it across, and McGarrett got cross-checked in the back by Sean Allen. And Knockbauer is going to take exception to that. It's Justin Knockbauer and Sean Allen dropping the mitts here on Friday night. Allen cross-checked McGarrett in the back, and Justin Knockbauer said, not on my watch. And here we go. Fists are flying. Allen trying to get a couple of undercuts. They're tied up here. Knockbauer trying to get that right hand free. Allen has his right free. We'll see if he throws it. Knockbauer gets a right in there. And a couple of big rights from Allen, but Knockbauer's trying to toss him down. They keep throwing. A good old heavyweight bout here, and Knockbauer connects at the end with a couple of rights, and they keep throwing. Moved the other way by Middendorf. He tries to split the defense on goal, and a save by Cam Johnson, who will cover, and a little bit of scrapping here as Dalton Smith and Neuber are chucking them. Two heavyweights here. Dalton Smith and Kyle Neuber are dropping the mitts. Neuber trying to hammer a couple of rights overhead. Veteran Dalton Smith in his 13th professional season, and fists are flying here at the Coliseum. Now they're bear hugging. Smith got a right in there at the end, and Neuber throws him down, but that's a great heavyweight scrap here in North Charleston.
Is in play as the Americans are back at full strength. Pastores got pushed along the boards, and that drew a penalty. As Kulikov over there with Pastores. And they're going to fight! Pastores throws a right, and Kulikov responds with a right cross. Now Pastores with a right. Pastores swings and misses. Kulikov gets in that strong right. Pastores hits the ice in front of the crease, and the linesmen step in. Well, there's a penalty there as Kulikov boarded Pastores.
By Kudla. First touch, Nick Kanade. A lot of fourth line minutes now as Miller to the doorstep. Almost had that, and now Jake Johnson gets ripped down by Kanade, and here we go. Jake Johnson, Nick Kanade scrapping it out right at the boards. Still going. Johnson has leverage on Kanade, wrestling him down to the ice.
In a period 3, Marcus Sand. Oh, and a hard hit as Datema stood up Armour, but Zabane flies and shoots, and a fight. It's Ewens swinging against Datema, the alternate captain, as Ewens goes down and they break this up. Datema, a hard hit on Armour.
Back in the first by Alex Fry that opened up the scoring. Bird knocked down by Russell in the corner. Arrows Braden Lowe after Bird. And now we got a fight. Now Bird gets in there after Russell, and Lowe and Russell have paired off now. Scott Wolford's in a fight. Whoa, he threw a big right hand. Scott Wolford dropped that Jacksonville player with a big right. The referee's trying to break that one up. I don't blame Wolford one bit. He got in the big right, knocked down Lang, and when the referees got in, that's when Lang started firing punches. Jacksonville gets the draw. Lowe is back out, now 5-on-4. Kaliski with the puck, and we got a fight. Jabril Torrey's going to go with Ty Cheveldayoff, and they'll clear room for the big boys here. Crowd on its feet as they engage over at the blue line. Hard right by Cheveldayoff, answered by two left from Torrey. Torrey, left hands on Cheveldayoff, connects, knocks him down. Now they're back up, and down they go again. Cheveldayoff landed a hard right off the start, but then it was three lefts from Torrey.
Have a go right here. It's Daniel Amesbury and Yannick Turcotte at center ice. The moment Mavs country has been waiting for. Daniel Amesbury in his Mavericks debut, playing against his former team in the Fort Wayne Comets. Sizing up Turcotte at center ice, right at the Mavericks logo. Amesbury with a couple big rights, trying to get a hand on the left Left hand on the jersey, couple uppercuts, couple overhand rights from Amesbury. Another big right. Amesbury still exchanging blows. Now some lefts to the side of the head of Turcotte. Amesbury with a couple big left hands, now some right hand jabs as they continue to joust at center ice. Starting to tire out a little bit, and you can see Turcotte leaking. Amesbury with a couple big swings. And listen to this crowd as the officials come in and separate them. What a bout here at center ice, Alex.
Guides up the right side boards, railed, a nice bank pass, and he got trucked over in neutral ice. Penalty coming up, and a fight. Chris Ortiz throwing down the gloves against Neal, trying to hold his own and get tackled down to the ice. Ortiz definitely not a fighter by trade, but you can't knock Louis Rail down like that. Good job by Poppy.
Yeah. Shift as an Oiler for Solog Bakic. Bakic with a huge check, finishing deep inside the zone. Brought back the other way by the Heartlanders in transition. And now we've got Albrecht going for a scrap. He's going up against Blatchman. Blatchman with a right. He's trying to take off the helmet of Albrecht. Albrecht back to his feet, both of them tied up. Blatchman getting his hands free here, and Blatchman really delivering a few heavy hands as the two players hit the ice. And the crowd goes nuts here at the VOK. Things up here.
Well, the gloves are off. The gloves are off for Smolik. And is he going to get 2 for something like that? I don't know, but Jackson Weeb is for sure in the box for 2. Jackson Weeb and Smolik are going to go.
Now the gloves are dropped. Weeb getting an uppercut on Smolik. He'll get another one. A left over the top here from Smolik. Underneath Weeb again. He's got a hold of Smolik's arm. Over the top again. Weeb keeping him at distance. Weeb with his helmet still on. Smolik's off onto the ice surface. Weeb over the top. Gets another one. And now they'll grab Smolik from the top. They're wrestling deep in. Got his jersey over his head. And a good scrap there from Jackson Weeb. Not his first as an Oiler, but his first of the campaign.
Line pass connects. Fairbrother sorry pass. Shot was just wide behind the net. It was Nelson out in front. Great pass by Fairbrother onto Nelson. Nelson pushes Gagnon. We got a fight! Kane Nelson! He swings and misses. Now he gets a ride in on Gagnon. And now Nelson with a body shot. He gets a quick left in on Gagnon. And as those two hold each other up, Gagnon's got a slight size advantage. Gagnon with a big time right, and he tracks down Kane Nelson. So for the second straight night, a first period fight in the into the zone. Golder takes the shot high and wide. Again, 11 shots for Golder. That is a career high for him for the Admirals. Delay call coming up. It is going to go to the Admirals. Yeah, a fight between Kennedy and Crowder. Here we go. Kennedy on his first shift gets an uppercut in. Second fight of the year, another uppercut for Spencer Kennedy. And then Crowder tackles him to the ground. So Kennedy was going to get an original penalty. But Spencer Kennedy doing what he was presumably asked to do. Insert toughness. Mark of the first period, and then Smirnov, high hit. He's okay. And then Smirnov, he's visibly frustrated as he goes after Dickinson, and now Raniemi and Smirnov go at it. Smirnov got hit up high, no call, and that's what he's ticked off about.
What about that, a brouhaha here, Wes?
Yeah, this is going to get pretty wild, and now uppercuts from Timofeyev.
Timofeyev is feeding the railer his lunch.
Ticked off at Dickinson. Is the guy who delivered the hit on Smirnov, and Timofeyev is all sorts of frustrated. Smirnov's okay, first and foremost. And now Timofeyev, he has to be restrained.
It's a territory. Soft down the wall. Calverley, he'll chase it through. Trying to battle that up the boards is eventually stolen back. And now we've got something going on behind the play, but the Oilers have brought it through. And a fight breaking out here. It's Calverley going with Doogie Legrone. Legrone gets his hand free on the left. Calverley going over the top on Legrone. And they'll head down to the ice, but the only player getting any punches in there was Legrone. And so he and Calverley will head to the box.
3 minutes of our second period. Emil Chouinard, his turn, goes barreling in on net and takes out the netminder. He's going to get some shoves They were delivered by the first Admiral to find him, and Capone's going to drop the mitts as he takes exception. Capone over top and drives the Admiral numbers first into the ice.
Boomhauer with a shot that goes off the shin guards right in front of the net, heads up. That's a big hit, and gloves are off. And Boomhauer is going to swing away as well. Shaw Boomhauer gets a right in. He goes after Justin Young. Young taking exception to the hit on Sang-Hoon Sheen. And Boomhauer getting a left free. They're continued to be locked up. Boomhauer comes back with some good ones and then switches to the left and takes him down.
The Parrott is on it. Can't quite clear. Steal for Saint. A shot save Isley. And Parrott is going to go. We got a fight behind the Stingray net. Andrew Parrott is dropping the mitts. He's going to go with Arvid Kaderoth, and Parrott sends him down. Andrew Parrott with a couple of big punches.
Group moving from left to right. Drebich funnels it in. Savannah off for a change. It's Crone and Drebich having words. And now look out. Drebich is going to drop the gloves. Logan Drebich and Thomas Caron. They swing rights and lefts. Both players go down at 8:35. Drebich was looking for one.
The backhand, trying to ram it in, and it's sent just wide. Working it now is Chambers as he skates swiftly back up ice for Orlando, and behind the play we have players dropping the gloves. It's Connor Doherty squaring off with Tyson Feist. Doherty and Feist in close quarters. Feist trying to get that right hand free. Doherty and Feist in a bear hug. A little huggy bear. Linesman coming in there now, and they'll separate the duo. Couple quick punches off the bat.
They'll probably deal with that afterwards. Puck is down. Gloves are down. We've got a fight with 1 second to go. Ty Cheveldayoff for Jacksonville against Jacob Graves for South Carolina with 1 second to go. Cheveldayoff squaring off Graves at the red line. So we're going to finish this one off with a bang and set the tone as Cheveldayoff gets a right hand, a good one on Graves. Then an uppercut by Cheveldayoff. A couple more from Cheveldayoff. Pounding him down to the ice is Ty Cheveldayoff. Finishing things off in style tonight.
As he comes back across, it was him and Spencer Kennedy on the left side here. So Friedman, Isley, oh, here we go. Is it Boomhauer and Kennedy? It is. And the gloves are off. Shaw Boomhauer, Spencer Kennedy. Right at center ice. Eyeing each other up. Boomhauer comes in with a good one right off the bat. His helmet comes off. They're swinging away inside center ice circle. Boomhauer and Spencer Kennedy. This had to carry over from last night. Boomhauer switching, and he lands on top of Kennedy.
Here's Connor Punnett. Under 2.5 to go in regulation. A hard hit by Staios. And now Staios gets jumped there by Connor McEachran. And now we have a mayhem right in front of the Steelheads bench. As McEachran goes after Staios. As McEachran got crunched by 44, red, white, and blue. And Ewens going after a member of the Steelheads. As those two both have their gloves on, it's more of a grappling match. As that's Hoffman and Ewens. Oh, and then Punnett and Hughes at the far corner. And Hughes and Punnett have dropped the gloves. Riley Hughes against Punnett. And that's a bit of a mismatch for sure.
Into the sin bin, and the Royals power play onto the ice. They are seconds into the third period with a 1-goal lead in hand. there for Gaudreau, putting the number 31 on his back, and the 21-year-old having some struggles tonight. And a drop in the mitts, and the dance is going to go with Denis dropping some haymakers over top, tangled up right in front of the Royals bench with Darby Llewellyn. We saw this boiling. Denis taken down by Llewellyn. Some words exchanged between the two, but an old-time tilt.
Head scooped up and held by Craggs. He'll drop it. Banto. Backhander went wide as he cut to the front of the net. Just couldn't put it on the cage. Now Vive going after Bantle. Vive has dropped the gloves. He's trying to get Carson Bantle to go. And Bantle may oblige. Bantle, the rookie, going against a true vet in Justin Vive. And down they'll go in the corner.
Knights. Here we have a scrap. Here we go. Connor Millimuck and Josh Thrower. Millimuck gets pummeled by Thrower as he couldn't get his feet set. Thrower lands a punch to Millimuck's head as he goes down. That wasn't much of a fight. Millimuck and Thrower ran at each other. Thrower went for a punch right away. They didn't even grapple. Yeah, Radomski threw a... Here we go. Here's the fight. Here's the heavyweight. Klotz and Amesbury. They go right to center ice, understanding the occasion. Garrett Klotz sizes up Amesbury like a boxer. Throws a right, blocks a right, keeps throwing. They're chucking him, banging away at each other. Klotz gets a hard right, takes him down.
Missed on trying to bat it away. Puck goes into the Grizzlies zone. Run down by Sherwood. We get a fight at center ice. Anthony Collins and Dick Pastores. They're swinging away. Pastores gets 4. 5 left. Now Collins swings and gets a few rights in. Anthony Collins. He gets a right on Pastores. Big time right by Collins. Pastores keeps his feet. Oh, another right by Collins. Now Collins gets a couple body shots. Now Collins with an uppercut. Pastores somehow keeps his feet. As now Pastores with an uppercut. Pastores keeping his balance. Boy, Anthony Collins just kept feeding one right after another. You got to credit Nick Pastores. The linesman step in.
Not to be controlled cleanly. Big time hit delivered. In the defensive zone, Frasca tries to chip it out. And now we're going to have a fight. It appears to be Codd going toe-to-toe with Bowlers. And now we have ourselves an early morning tilt between these two. No blows exchanged, but they are aggressive. And there's a couple left hands from Bowlers before the officials come up and break it up. Good morning, kids. Welcome to the hockey game.
They re-enter. Still 9 seconds left. Shot goes off the end boards. Now it wraps up to the far side. The goal light's on inside of the South Carolina zone. As Jacobs was pushed down to the ice, Callan jumps in and looks to help out his captain. Everybody drops some equipment along the near corner down to our right with 2.3 to go in the period. And it's a big group hug here inside of the South Carolina zone. Jacobs throwing an extra one in there. Everybody seems to just be sort of holding one another, not a ton of fisticuffs. There we go. Jacobs now throwing a couple, and here we go. Jacobs and Parrott going at one another. They finally get loose, and they drop a couple of punches each, and they'll each get sent to the penalty boxes here for this, along with a couple of other things, I'm sure, as we wrap up this period with 2.3 to go in the second. He's trying to have a word here with Riley Webb, and here we go. Johnson and Webb. Class is in session. Johnson gets a hold of him, delivers a right, and sends him immediately down to the ice. See you later.
Around the far side. Loose puck in the corner. Oh, Janelle with a big hit. And down to the ice was Gallant. Now we got a fight as Wood, and he went after Janelle, and he throws a couple rights, and down they go.
Here, carried across by Willits. Dropped it off. Johnson the shot and a save by Petrozelli. Johnson got taken out. No penalty. Willits jumps right on Connor. How is there no penalty on Connor? Paul Connor hitting Carter Johnson up high. Johnson is still down as Willits is feeding Connor a couple uppercuts now over the top. He's got him pinned up against the glass in the far corner. There's got to be a penalty on Paul Connor. And Jake Willits really fed him his lunch.
And right side closing is Allen. Allen with a big hit on Marquezan, who takes him down. Excellent work and recovery from Carter Allen. Then Atlanta's Ryan Cranford throws down Allen. No call there as the Icemen send it ahead. Callisti with a lob pass looking for Koffler. Jordan behind the play. We've got a fight. Carter Allen going after Ryan Cranford. Cranford looks to get a right away. Allen comes back with a right of his own. They both go down in a heap, and the linesman will come in and separate.
Flex it just wide. That was a backdoor pass right on the side of the crease, and Skirving just deflected it. And now the gloves are off. Skio hammering away inside the offensive or defensive zone after the big hit. Switches to his left, switches to his right. They gotta stop this one, and they do.
Able to find it. Send it off the yellow around the boards as Okabe goes to fishing out. They got Dugan smashed up with Turcotte. Okabe. Oh, what is that? Dugan with the right hand right to the face, and we're going to have a melee here. Right to the face of Okabe, and everybody getting into it on the half boards in the defensive end. And trash play by Jack Dugan. We'll see how this one unsorts. 4-1 Kalamazoo, and this is a statement for tomorrow, and they're continuing to go at it as Turcotte is locked up. We'll see how this one unfurls. We're getting more Saprika going after Cox. And now Berard drops the gloves. He's going to go with Dugan. Why not? Dugan wipes the right hand, and he's tossed to the ice by Ben Berard.
Colby Johnson out of the box into the fray, shoots, and it's knocked off the moorings. Colby Johnson then takes a slash from Isley, and here we go. Johnson drops him with Parrott. Johnson looking to go over the top. Parrott getting hammered into the end boards. Johnson keeping him honest, trying to throw a couple of rights. See what he can get in. They're pretty tied up here along the end boards. Finally, the two sides go down. Colby Johnson crafts the net. Seth Isley didn't like that all too much.
To center it, gets bumped out to the blue line. Brenton gives across. Cameron a floater from straight away. That's gloved by Murashov. Now Corsi and Cameron, they're going to go. This is not unusual for these two as they battle in center ice. Gloves down. It's Matthew Corsia and Christopher Cameron. Twice last year they fought. Might as well make it another one to start this year. Cameron, a wild whip with an uppercut. Tries to come with that right hand. Maybe gets a body shot in there. Now connects over the top with the right hand. Corsia trying to line up his connection here. Wants to separate and bring that right hand free. Linesman thinking about stepping in as they approach the center red line. Cameron knocks one off the arm. Now tries to come over the top. Corsia wildly swinging with the left. Tries to knock the helmet off of Cameron. Does so successfully. Now into the referee's crease they go. And that's when the linesman will stop this exhausting bout.
This is banks off the boards and then is swept out by Cincinnati, but they'll say it's an icing and we get a little extra. Big time fight coming right up. McLean teeing off on Max Neal. Back and forth they go. Haymaker after haymaker, and the crowd getting into it early as the officials break it up. Two big boys exchanging blows and setting the tone early.
Collins, and the crowd's going to love this one. Collins, one of the best fighters in the ECHL. Both sides rounding up and sizing up their quarry. Here we go, grapples. Anthony Collins lands the first blow with his right. Bukic looking for his first, he gets one, and Collins decks the helmet off of Bukic. Here he goes with the right hand. Bukic gets a couple, and Bukic gets obliterated by Anthony Collins. That'll fire up the crowd, a rough and tumble rodeo.
Hudson right side. And we've got a penalty as Hudson going after Howard Chuck. And they're going to fight. Well, the linesman trying to stop it. Let him go. Hudson going after the guy outside his weight class. And now there's a second fight between DeVoe and Nockbar. And this one will proceed. They've got a hold on one another, and that'll be the end of that. 9:53 remaining here in the third as Howard Chuck and Hudson are out of the box. And they're going to go at it now. Out of the penalty box, Howard Chuck and Hudson will actually fight this time. And Hudson throwing some pretty big blows. Hard to tell how many actually connected. Howard Chuck trying to come back. Hudson responds. Hudson again. Howard Chuck trying to shake his hand free. They're really mad at one another. And, boy, I got to say, Hudson really handled himself. You don't expect Jacob Hudson to be a guy that would take on Ben Howard Chuck, but he did.
Belle mise en scène pour Yakov Novak qui y allait d'un tour de chapeau. Pendant ce temps, c'est Boisgard, un tir. Ça a touché l'épaule droite du gardien. Maïev qui prend le temps de se relever. Il y a un combat qui éclate pendant ce temps. C'est Yakov Novak qui va pas de main morte là, tout près de la ronde. Novak qui se sert de sa longue portée pour aller donner de bonnes droites.
Novak qui est venu à la défense de son coéquipier Logan Nyhoff qui a essuyé une lourde mise en échec.
Only Mark Sinclair with a higher total, and we get a whistle. Now we got a fight. It's Turkai and Lowen, two tough customers at center ice in front of the Fort Wayne bench. Brewing from last night. Let's see how this one fares. Still haven't locked up yet. They're waiting to grab Turcotte on the back of Lowen's jersey. Lowen looking to get in. They're just pirouetting. Now a right hand thrown by Turcotte. And coming back over the top, Lowen, he serves him one in the jaw. Over their hand right by Turcotte. These two men going back and forth. Rope to the ground, and that will end the fight. And Jermaine Lowen brings the fans.
Circle, shoveled it back across, and Kalmakov is stopped by Bjorklund. Big aggressive save, hitting the corner there. Patrick Gay knocks the helmet off of John McDonald. Weiss clearing it out through center ice. And Wilkins and Patrick Gay into a fight now. And Patrick Gay throwing haymakers. Wilkins trying to get back. A nice clean hit by Patrick Gay, and now he's feeding Josh Wilkins. Boy, the last couple of days there have been some Mariners that you wouldn't expect necessarily to drop the gloves.
Chouard en territoire de Rooster. Intervention de Hatton. Et il y a un combat, on invite Adams Moisan face à Johnson, un combat de poids lourd. Les deux joueurs qui s'agrippent, pour l'instant ça ressemble à un câlin. On commence à donner les premiers coups. Johnson, il va de deux bonnes droites. Adams Moisan qui réplique. Les deux joueurs, on tente les coups. Et là, on voit que Johnson est trop prise avec le gabarit imposant d'Adams Moisan qui encaisse jusqu'à présent. Et Johnson, il va de quelques bonnes droites, mais Adams Moisan la grippe. Il va d'une réplique. Les deux joueurs qui sont contenus. Et finalement, en perte d'équilibre, on va venir les séparer.
Ranowitz. Sealed off. Knocked down by Tyson Feist. Dangerous play there. And now Devin Poliani goes after Tyson Feist, and we got a fight. Devin Poliani went after Tyson Feist after a dangerous hit just inside the Orlando blue line. Didn't get called.
By Brochu to the right wing here, still in the Comet zone.
Comets pump it up to the blue line. McLean with it again with a shot. Look out. That is just going to go wide. And back to the far side. And Inamoto getting into it. He has dropped a glove. He's got one hand cocked, ready to throw down. It's Deacon Poot, excuse me. And he is ready to go, but the linesman hops in between them. Over.
Scored by number 13, Anthony Petruzzelli. Assisting on the goal, number 34, Nick Deacon Poot. And number 23, Darren Brady. Time of the goal, 16 minutes, 1 second. Common goal scored by 13, Petruzzelli. Assist 34, Deacon Poot. And 23, Brady at 16:01.
And we're getting the word on the penalties here tonight. Well,
from the point, slapped it wide, and this will be covered by the goaltender Hyder at the side of the net. We got some rough stuff in front of Atlanta's goal. Kelly Bent wrapped up with a Glads player in the blue paint. Moravia came in to get in the way of that. Now Jabril Torre is going to fight. He's got the lefts going. Can't see who the player is for Atlanta. It's Eric Neely of the Gladiators. Jabril Torre, the rookie, going up against Eric Neely, the wily veteran. Neely in with a couple of rights. Torre answers with a right. He's a lefty, though. He's going to want to get that left going. Torre switching to the right and scoring on Neely with 3 right hands. Now going for the takedown and pulls him down in the slot right in front of the Atlanta goal.
Brodeur kick loose. Vandalese chip it near side half boards. Ewens keeps it alive. And Walsh was shook up by that hit by Vandalese. We'll have to watch 27, and Logan Drevich going after 6'7" Jackson Vandalese, and they're swinging. Vandalese against Drevich. Drevin giving up a lot of height here as he stands up for his former collegiate teammate, now pro teammate, Liam Walsh. From 11 in white, and lifts it up to center. Rydell, oh, a hard hit by Boomhauer, and Rydell goes right after him in front of the Ghost Pirates bench. Rydell, a right for Boomhauer. Rydell swinging and takes Boomhauer down. Oh, and Boomhauer, a punch for the Ghost Pirates bench, and Ania.
With a record of 2-7-2, to open up 2 games here on home ice, looking to take advantage of some home cooking and sleeps in their own beds. And a fight at center ice. We got a drop of the gloves. Nick Capone for the Royals. He's going to go tape to tape with Doric Louis-Jean at center ice. The crowd to their feet, and the lights are bright. Nick Capone with a couple of rights. He gets Louis-Jean over top. Helmet off of Capone's head. Louis-Jean with his right knuckles into Capone, but it's a winning fight for the Royals. Spikes deep forward. Nick Capone, the jersey off his head, but he has no problem. The Jets on an NHL deal, 3-year entry-level contract signed on July of 2023. And we get a drop of the gloves at center ice. And taking center stage, Spencer Kennedy, the former Royal, and Sawyer Bolton, 20-year-old. He's going to get a first right in. Kennedy standing tall, but Bolton getting a couple jabs. And a high tilt and a fair 2 tall customers. And it's Bolton putting Kennedy to his knees. Back to his feet comes the Lethbridge, Alberta native. And Bolton over top rugs down Kennedy to the ice.
Thornton lost the puck. Here comes Robidoux, but they're saying he's offside. And now Robidoux and Parrott exchange shoves, and now they're both going to drop the gloves. Robidoux comes up with a left on Parrott. Oh my! Robidoux has his head covered, trying to get free so he can see. Robidoux finally back with it, and back with some leverage, and the linesmen are going to separate them both. My goodness, Mikhail Robidoux came in with an absolute left hook.
To center. Here is Joey Cipollone, who will chip it in the final 6:55. And now the gloves have dropped. It's Carter Allen and Brendan Daedema. The 6-foot Allen up against the 6-foot Daedema. They square off in the near corner, and both players dive down to the ice.
Davidson sending it back. Now it's bumped in. Engelbert takes a big bump along the boards by Vandalese. And there's going to be a fight. Ryan Hofer sticking up for his teammates. He's going to drop the mitts with Van der Leest. Van der Leest trying to get a couple of rights in. Hofer's tying up. Hofer's bucket is off. And they're throwing here. Some heavy scrapping. Ryan Hofer, his first game at the Coliseum, and he's feeding a couple of lefts, and they tumble down. But a good, hard scrap for Ryan Hofer.
Walton with 2 players on him for armor, and a delayed penalty upcoming as Zabane, and look out behind the play, it's Singleton against Anania. They've dropped the gloves. Anania with a right on Singleton. Singleton drops to his knees. Anania, big overhand right, didn't connect. Anania's first professional fight, getting the left hand work, and he's knocked the jersey off of Singleton's head. Anania and Singleton tied up as they both go down 14 minutes into the first.
Rice, and taking over now, here comes Okabe, and in front, check there, and now Kyle mixing it up with Okabe. Preston got spun around and knocked down, and a couple players grapple with one another. Alex Kyle and Okabe.
The Mariner defenseman on the back check, able to stand his ground, and now Leibold goes face first into the boards. And the arms remain down. Christian Berger over top. We got some attention, and Ryan Leibold is going to come in together with Berger and drop the gloves. Berger gets his first 2 jabs in. Leibold now his fair share, and the 2 go barreling down at the right face-off circle on Maine's end of the ice.
In front of DeRitter. Easton Armstrong, Chase Lang, all digging for the puck. A penalty coming up here on Jacksonville as Olivier Nadeau got into it with Jarvis. And now, behind the net, the 2 teams will dance. And some punches being thrown. It's Olivier Nadeau for the Iceman. For the Gladiators, that's Michael Marchesant.
Pirouettes to center to Berger. And that's penalty on Berger. Hauled Hayne down, and now Calverley and Lockhart throw down. They're going to engage in a fight. Lockhart trying to get the left. Ooh, he lost his helmet, fell down to the ice. Slams on the brakes and then rims it far wall. Leopard gets there first. And he got boarded. Murray's going to take exception to it. Murray goes in. And you got 2 other players that are engaging while Murray drops the gloves. Hemstrom trying to draw a penalty. Proof in the pudding, regardless of it. And we'll have a fight. Hano and Jackson Stewart. Jackson Stewart is leveling him, throwing him rights. He's feeding him Thanksgiving dinner, and he doesn't even want to get fed.
In the high slot, down the middle goes Register. Now we got a fight. It's Colella and Harsh. Maurizio Colella drops the gloves. He and Harsh tangling up by the Idaho blue line. Mo trying to free his right hand, gets a couple of right shots into Harsh, gets one side of his face. Mo's helmet comes off. Harsh is still on. Mo's long locks hanging over his eyes. Takes a strong left, and Harsh brings him down. Pulling around in the middle, a disrupted pass. The puck still goes out. Hyman lands a booming check into McCollum. Turns his back into him. All 6 for 5 of him, and now here we go. Hyman's getting in a fight. He and Nicholas Kanade. The second fight tonight. Hyman's first as a pro. 6'5", Kanade 5'9" rather. Hyman on the right got stung by a punch in the face. Gets one back. Kanade tries to return. He can't reach high enough. Swings around. Hyman blocks off his right ear. He's just taking some jabs. Goes for an uppercut. Gets him 1 and 2. Looking to shake him down. Right by the near circle in front of us. Hyman goes to rip Kanade down. Hyman turns, they lock up. He falls on top of the back of Nicholas Kanade. And I suppose he wins that fight.
To the blue line. Lost it in his feet, recovers, sends it wide. Contact in front of the net. Connor Russell's there against Savoy. And now Freeman jumps in to defend his teammate, and he knocks him down. And absolute hell is breaking loose deep in the Swamp Rapids attacking zone. Gloves are starting to fly. It's McRae and Gendron that are going at it. Gendron warding him off. Gendron comes with a right and slams him down. Oh my, Gendron!
As well, picking up a point as he's got 8 points on the year. Here we go. Colby Johnson delivering a heavy set of rights down to the ice as everybody's hopping in here. No one's happy right now. Johnson trying to get involved. Novak was getting attacked along the near side here. Dickinson now trying to get a piece of Novak. Johnson's quickly shown the penalty box as they'll put him in there right away. Still some pushing and shoving going on in the end boards. But he's picking up equipment left and right. Dickinson's showing it as well. It was a disagreement between Johnson and Novak right along the goal line. Johnson just went right after him. Novak finally got some space. Dickinson then went after Novak as well. So it's Johnson and Dickinson in the penalty box right now for Worcester. Nobody's been sent for Trois-Rivières.
Free youth hockey jersey. His doors open at 5:30, and now the gloves are off. It's Darian Skio as he drops the gloves with Mathieu Boilard. Skio with a right, and he takes down Boilard.
Feather one over to Dylan Boucher. Unable to connect with that. A heavy hit there by Guriev. Guriev is still in the zone, and now we have an altercation in behind the play as Guriev going toe-to-toe with Lincoln Hatton, and those two fall down to the ice.
6 seasons, Utah's got a record of 10-3-1. We got a fight! Cam Hausinger is fighting Gianni Fairbrother. As Fairbrother and Hausinger, both guys put their palms up. As Hausinger's been very outspoken tonight. Now Fairbrother blocks him up. Fairbrother tying him up. Fairbrother holds up Hausinger. Fairbrother gets in an uppercut. Hausinger with 2 rights on Fairbrother. As now Hausinger swings and drags Fairbrother to the ice. McCormick, he'll fire towards the net. Rebound. And Schill makes the save. It bounced off of Indy's stick onto Schill, and Hausinger wants to fight again. Now Hausinger fights Kyle Powell. Powell swings and gets 2 rights and it knocks down Hausinger. Hausinger's second fight of the night. Kyle Powell, who goes 6'6" and 225 pounds.
To the far side, and here we go. Just like I predicted, it's Turcotte and Neuber. 2 heavyweights lining up here at the Coliseum. Let's do it. Turcotte with a big right hand on Neuber. Now Neuber gets in with a right hand. Turcotte falls down, able to regain his feet. They're both throwing punches. Neuber with a couple shots in the back of the head. Now Turcotte locks him up, bangs him up against the glass. Now Neuber in there just machine gunning with the shots with the right hand. Turcotte is trying to get loose. He ties up the jersey, and they're both locked up, and now Neuber trying to get away from Turcotte. Turcotte trying to work the body a little bit. There we go with another left hand to the top there. Now Neuber with a right hand on Turcotte. Turcotte trying to get free. What a tilt here at the Coliseum. They're going to finally lock up, and the linesman gets them apart, and they go to the bins.
Well, there's a little Thanksgiving feast for you to get things started right out of the gate.
We're going to get a tilt. Oh, yes. It appears that Parsons is going to go toe-to-toe with Matthew Corsia, sizing each other up. A little dropping of the gloves. These 2 heavyweights going to go toe-to-toe right at center ice, trying to size each other up. And now they get a hold of each other. Parsons throws the first one. Corsia throws the second one. Back and forth they go. Taking a spill is Parsons.
Pass ahead, and Kelly Bent couldn't handle it. Fry kept the play onside at the line. Bent took another hard hit in the corner. Here's Zach Jordan with it. Over to Lang. Back pass in front. And now we're going to get a fight out at center ice. Kelly Bent challenged him. And here we go. It's Bent and it's Allen. And Kelly Bent's got the right loose. Allen responds with 2 rights over the top. Kelly back in with big rights. Allen went for the KO and missed. And they both go down.
The Oilers opposite effect in a sense of they got a ton of depth scoring last night, or rather Wednesday night, that is.
Oh, now we got a chance. LaRue is going at it toe-to-toe with Thrower. Right fist for both squads. Thrower getting a hold of LaRue, but now left sides from LaRue as he's pummeling Thrower. Another pop. Helmet coming off for LaRue. He'll pull off Throwers as they'll wrap up, and that was a rock'em sock'em robot situation. Pretty much identical stat numbers, of course, LaFontaine on injured reserve currently. Konepke, well, a play coming behind the net here. Dame Malka getting into it with his man, and the gloves are off, and the trap is away. Dame Malka has his jersey stuck over his head, and then pummeling him with the uppercuts there was Nolan Sullivan, and Sullivan now has, well, a fight and a goal to his credit. Snaps this ahead down the left wing side. Wall trying to battle his way back through down onto the end wall. Huge hit delivered by Wall, and he's going to take a penalty. And now a few punches coming in a third fight in this game as Wall will go at it here. Unable to get his hand free. Wall gets his left down and down to the ice surface. Thrower will be done for the evening as that's his second fight of the game.
And Brendan Hoffman with a pair. And now Caron back behind the play, tied up with Orgel, and they're going to drop him. Caron and Orgel to our right, the far corner. Back along the end boards, Caron delivering lefts, and he brings down Orgel.
Three seconds in. Chase Brand hit hard in front of the Reading bench. And he tries to get back to the bench. He is skating slowly. And we'll see if he needs to get looked at on the bench. He's going to take a seat, and now the gloves are off. It's Darian Skio and Sawyer Bolton. Right at center ice. They lock up. Skio comes in with some rights. The helmet of Bolton pops off. They continue to joust. Skio has that right free inside the center ice circle. And now they separate a bit as Bolton trying to stay tight, and then he's taken down by Skio.
Victory and points in 11 games in a row. Gauthier throwing the body on Parsons, shoving around. We've got madness behind the net as Bowdens and Drake throw against the backboards. Drake's got the reach advantage, tries to get Bowdens locked up. They're tied against the back glass along the Zamboni door, trying to go through the linesman. And now Watt in 5. This has been boiling over. They're in the slot. Body shots. Watt tries to come over the top. Housekeeping. Net comes off. Watt over the top trying to whale the right. Body shot left by 5. He swings and they wildly go down to the ice. Dubois, his first professional fight.
Hausinger, Fairbrother did a good job of making sure Hausinger got his stick raised. Now Hausinger, he hits Fairbrother, and I think we just got to settle it right now. Jumping in, there's a Grizzly. He drops the gloves. That's Jensen. This is exactly what you need to just kind of settle it. A yard sell. Jensen gets after Bielik. Maximovich and Nilsson tie each other up. The linesman steps in. Bielik tries to throw a right. The linesman, Tyler Keston, trying to break it up. Jensen and Bielik each connect on rights. The linesman between Jensen and Bielik, and they continue to go. The fans are steps over the attack line, but the Fuel are offside. And oh boy, Kyle Powell, that was a dangerous hit. He just pushed a Fuel player along the boards. That was Darby Llewellyn. And now DJ King They're going to separate Powell. Oh, hopefully Llewellyn's okay. That was a dangerous push by Kyle Powell. Powell wants to fight King. King desperately wants to fight. And now field players going after Kyle Powell. Llewellyn's on 2 knees, and the Fjord going after Kyle Powell. I can't tell who that is. That might be Cameron, the captain. He came off the bench to go after Kyle Powell. Boy, after the whistle, Kyle Powell just threw Darby Llewellyn awkwardly along the far boards. Llewellyn's on 2 knees, and hopefully he's okay.
Second period for Orlando has been a tough one. And here's the fight. It'll be Parrott and Bent. Bent in quickly with a right. Parrott in tight with 2 rights. Kelly got the right hand loose and gunning the Pistons in. Uppercut combo there from Kelly. Now he switches to the left. Inside rights. Parrott trying to answer. They're in tight quarters, but they're connecting. Parrott switches to the left. They got themselves in a bear hug, and that's the end of it. Sues will have a goal in 2. And now we got Kelly Bent in a fight. Ryan Hofer for South Carolina. They're tied up along the boards. Bent, second fight of the night. Hofer, a couple right hands. Kelly trying to get loose. Hofer has him tied up pretty good. Underneath, left hand by Hofer. Oh, a couple of lefts on the money by Hofer. He's got his left free. Kelly hangs in there, and now he's coming back with rights. And down they go.
On top. He is bear hugging. Oh, Duhart's on top of him. The ref is not even looking. Where is the ref to even call this? This is getting ugly. Oh, Hodis drops his gloves against Duhart, pins them. They were tied up for a while, 1:37 to go. The ref has signaled a penalty. Hodis trying to get free. They were on top of each other for 10 seconds. There's a right from Duhart. Hodis, his first fight. Little pawing right. Now they're tied up and slugging back in the Heartlanders' end. A left from Bogdan's, another left. Hodis has him in a headlock and he throws him on the ice right in front of the bench.
C'était une mise en échec pour homme. Guy dans son territoire. Et là, on attend au visage McLeod et on jette les gants. Parlant et McLeod en ont. Tente la droite de la part de McLeod, les 2 joueurs qui en viennent au coup. Pour l'instant, on s'étudie. Parnat qui tente d'aller chercher 2 bonnes droites. La réplique de McLeod. Parnat qui n'a plus de casse. McLeod qui va venir frapper 2-3 bonnes droites. Va l'étendre sur la patinoire. Les officiels vont intervenir.
Drops it back, lifts a stick, creates space for Wheeler. Wheeler in! And a penalty coming up to Wheeler, and the gloves are off. And Wheeler is going to answer the bell after contact with Julian. As Wheeler dropping the gloves right now against Riley Piercy. They're hanging on with 2 laps as they come in and each get a good shot in and then go down.
Jumped around in the backhand over on the far wing. Here comes Watts, trying to find some room. Now we got a fight. Here we go, as it will be Collins going up against Quinn Wormuth. Wormuth gets the first punch. There's a couple over the top. Oh, excuse me, that's Hudson Wilson. That's 5, not 2. And 3 rights. Wilson with an uppercut. And now the helmet comes off by Collins. Couple over the top on Wilson, trying to get free there. And now Wilson went down to 1 knee, and that fight is over.
Up the right boards, Philip Forna-Svensson could not get it out, and now Chizowski and Brand going at it, and now Conroy comes back with a shot. And the penalty coming up as Conroy wants to go, and he starts swinging away. Ryan Conroy takes him down. My goodness. Couple of guys came off the bench as now Skio wants a bit. Goslin is grabbing. And now the gloves are off on the far side. It's Kurt Gosselin between the benches, swinging uppercut rights along the glass. Gosselin, his helmet is off, but he keeps swinging with Philip Furnace Svensson, and they go down. He got turned around by Carson Musser, and then goes in after McDougall, trying to take that puck back, and then what was that? As Polino and Carson Musser, as Polino swinging away, and they go down. But someone got twisted around.
In front, and the Everblades come away with possession. Behind the play, we might have a fight brewing here. It's Davis Kosh going after Jesse Lansdell. Two guys I did not expect to drop gloves, but they are going right now. In the Jacksonville offensive end, linesmen are going to let him go as Lansdell and Kosh exchanging some blows there. And the crowd absolutely loves it right now as the linesmen finally come in to separate.
Towards the net, taking some close range shots, maybe not the angles they want. They just want to get to Pats. Now we got stuff behind the play.
Another fight brewing here. It's Chase Lang against Reese Smolik. Lang trying to feed a couple of rights to Smolik. Right now it's just nothing but a square dance as they're wrestling and spinning around. Chase Lang trying to get his right hand free. Does get it loose. Two of them go down. Lang gets right back up. Throws a right in on Smolik. This crowd is going bananas. Lang now with another right and another. Then to the left. He switches up. Takes a couple more lefts on Smolik. Continues on.
Of Iowa. And Yeamans tries to play it up the boards, but Brett Bulmer holds it in at the left point. And a shot wide from Farmer. And now we've got the gloves down. Brett Bulmer very quickly into his first shift drops the gloves with Ryan Miato. And Bulmer has Miato to the ice and takes him down.
D'acheter du temps, reçoit l'aide de Yentis. Yentis tente la remise devant, ça a été coupé par Krause. Et avec la venue de Paiement, ne prendra pas de chance, va conserver sa possession. Et les gars tombent. Arch et Yentis, les deux qui s'échangent des coups. Yentis qui va de 3-4 bonnes droites et rapidement vient les tendre au sol. Jonathan Yentis fait qu'une bouchée.
Jordan Klimek pinning Hoffman up against the boards. Pass here to the right wing, Sues to left. Klimek and Hoffman getting into it. Do we have a scrap? Yes, we do. Behind the Stingray net, it's Jordan Klimek and Zach Hoffman trading rights here. Hoffman trying to go over, and Klimek gets a couple of rights in. What a scrap here from Klimek as he's feeding a couple of rights. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Klimek throwing rights right by the goal. We're still going here. Klimek looking for more, but
it's Kansas City. Sullivan over the line. Amesbury gets stumped by Manning. Amesbury back to his feet. Now big time hit Messner out there with McLaughlin. We got a fight! It's Diamond Hands and Andrew Nilsson. As Amesbury gets in two rights, it's not Nilsson, it's somebody else. Now Amesbury pounds away with the left. It's Svankov. And now Svankov pushes Amesbury along the center ice. Svankov with some punches. Now Amesbury beats Svankov with three rights. And the linesmen step in as Svankov hit the ice. 15:38 left in the third. Back to the far side. Nilsson can't believe it. McCallum pushes Nilsson in the back as Nilsson was yelling at Sidney Harris. Now Barcheski wants to get after it with Skumbert. Skumbert and Barcheski. Now Nilsson takes it up with Skumbert. And it looks like the goalie's coming out to center ice. Barcheski, and stopping at center ice is Osman. Nilsson and Skumbert are separated by two linesmen. I think we might have a goalie fight. Barcheski asks if he wants it. Are we going to have a goalie fight? We are! Barcheski's going to fight Osman at center ice. Jay Stevens is the E-bug. You might have to come in. Barcheski and Osman are going to fight at center ice. Now they move into the Kansas City zone. Barcheski, Osman with two rights. He knocks down Barcheski. Now he drags down Barcheski as he was trying to get back up. Jay Stevens is the emergency backup. He's going to have to come in.
But the Mariners can't capitalize on that. DeVoe banks it ahead for Phillip. Phillip
got checked, and now DeVoe is going to fight Matthew Boyslaw. You had to figure that DeVoe was going to have to answer for the hit on Adams Moisan, and Boyslaw took him on. Not a lot of big punches landed there. Boyslaw still trying to get back on DeVoe as he's down.
Amy Engelbert in the left wing corner, and now we got a scrap. Here we go. Andrew Parrott and Parker Bowman are throwing. Parrott giving a couple of lefts. Parrott just feeding them here. Going with some undercuts. Parrott feeding rights over the top and mixing it with some lefts. Parrott and Bowman. Parrott giving some undercuts, some noogies here. He's throwing lefts and rights. He's looking for the throw down here. But they finally separate the two. A good, solid scrap.
Coming away with it, the Admirals. Up ice pass right onto the stick of Griffin Luce. And the Railers would have had a chance at it were it not for the linesman in the way. Now they're blowing the whistle here, and here we go. Riley Piercy's dropping the gloves as he's got Connor Fedoruk locked up, throwing a plenty of full of rights, hammering him with that right hand. Riley Piercy says, welcome to Worcester.
Settle it down. Out to center. Here comes Canade and Legrone. We've got a scrap, and here we go. Canade and Legrone locking arms over on the far side of the blue line. Legrone going under with the right. Now over on the boards. Legrone up top. Canade breaks through with the right. No, a left. Canade throwing left. Now they're back out through center ice. Legrone trying to go underneath. Canade holding on, and they'll both go down to their knees.
Second of the night as a pass in front and a save by DiVincentis, and a cyclone goes crashing down, and we get some extracurriculars.
First one of the night.
Reifenberger drops the gloves. He doesn't want to dance. Now they will, as the cyclone pops his helmet off. Reifenberger trying to get his arm free, and Frasca popping Reifenberger to the ice.
Here we go. They formalize this thing as Colby Johnson's out there right now against Matthew Boulard. It is going to be Johnson and Boulard facing off against one another, and a hefty diet of lefts feeding himself as Johnson throws plenty. Now over the top, he's got him hooked up with that left hand. Boulard tries to go over the top. Johnson over, under, right back at him. Switches hands again and again. Big pop from Boulard. Helmet comes off. The two tumble toward the ice. They're back on their feet. This tumble's still rolling. Here we go as Johnson underneath. Goes over. Sends them down to the ice. See ya! Kaplan, he goes now for Apache, tries to wrap it around. Kaplan shot is blocked out in front. Puck covered by Jones. Mercy me, Railers close to a goal to get back to within two, but they just can't break through as the Lions stay in the way. Kirby Proctor got in the shooting lane, and now here we go. Jordan Kaplan and Xavier Cormier drop the gloves in the corner. Kaplan delivering some rights. Cormier delivering a couple of punches too. The two of them going back and forth. They go down to the ice. They try to hop back up, but the linesmen interject, and things will settle down.
Getting a lot of that playing time on the fourth line, but he heads to IR, and Galloway back into the lineup for the Gladiators, and now we have a fight. It's Mackenzie Dwyer, number 29, up against Michael Markazan. Markazan with a few overhands lands one to the back of Dwyer's helmet. They wrestle on top of one another. Both remain on their skates, and they'll each live to fight another day.
Of the physicality that led you to the point where, oh, a huge hit, meanwhile, from Ryan Miano, and that's going to draw a fight. Dalton Messina and Miano, they're exchanging Miano's second fight in a week. He gets the overhand right, and Messina will land on his side. And meanwhile, that walleye player is down on the ice.
Out to center quickly. And here we go, we got a fight. It's Connor Millimuck and Dylan Boucher. Boucher is the Thunder's fighter. This will be Millimuck's fourth this season. They square up at center ice. Sizing each other up. They've not grabbed down. Now Boucher does. Misses one with the right hand. Gets 2 and 3 in on Millimuck. Millimok cannot free his right, now he does. Got one on the side of Boucher's head. Millimok gets his jersey tugged as Boucher swings at him. Millimok comes back. Now they grapple again. Boucher goes under but over. Millimok trying to hang on. He does so. Boucher swipes at the hand. Millimok got one. Then Boucher missed one. Millimok goes for a takedown and gets it on Dylan Boucher.
Pass comes to the near side. Shot and a save made. Puck's loose in the blue paint. It comes right back out in front, and it is swallowed up finally by Michael Bullion, despite some antics out in front. The Lions now, and Donhauser getting after it. Here we go. Cole Donhauser's dropped it. He's going up against Logan Nyhoff. Donhauser leaning in. He's standing in at 6 foot flat. He's getting a couple rights in. Nyhoff at 6 foot in his own right, and down he goes. Donhauser takes down Logan Nyhoff to the ice and says, take a vacation.
Leaks past the three officiating crew. Arnson's going to go to the box. Yep, and here we go. Now we get Nickel and Noel. They're going to go at it. They turn towards center ice. That Nickel, tough customer. Noel probably doesn't want this if Nickel's going to be able to free it up. Here we go. Locked with the right, trying to get it through, and yep, that's just how it goes. Is Noel just tackles him, knowing that you're outgunned on this one. You might as well go for the body and get it over with.
Puck fumbles off his stick. Cincinnati the other way. Nice check by L.A. Grissom. And then Voigt puts his hand around Grissom. More stuff now. And now Cincinnati's going to get the original penalty. Grissom is going to drop the gloves for the first time as an Admiral. L.A. Grissom tackles the Cyclone to the ground in Rhett Parsons. Well, we knew something was going to come out of that scrum. There was a lot of hand-holding and a lot of face-washing. And it comes with L.A. Grissom and Rhett Parsons.
Better cow. Big hit there from McCleary as he sends him down to the ice, and McCleary's going to chuck him. McCleary and Fedorkow going toe-to-toe. McCleary with a big-time hit. We'll see what he delivers to Fedorkow. Here we go. It's Rock'em Sock'em and Heritage Bank Center. They're trying to jar each other loose. We'll see what happens. Wrestling match here. A right hook delivered. There comes McCleary with some hooks of his own. Still trying to wrestle one another. And that will end the tilt. For Voigt. And now Blatchman will go to the box at long last. March to the liking of the crowd as they start to get into it. And then we have a fight. It's Frasca and Yeamans teeing off. Oh! Some haymakers being thrown as Frasca and Yeamans go.
Or, excuse me, Rapid City 4-4-2-3 in one
here
goal
we go.
games this season.
You called
and here
it.
we go.
You called it.
Connor Milbuck and Brendan Hoffman going to go toe-to-toe right across from us here at the blue line. They lock arms with one another. Milbuck will swing a right. Two big customers. Hoffman going underneath. Milbuck over the top. Milbuck jabbing with his left. Now they're waiting to throw punches. Hoffman delivers a big one. Milbuck knocks the helmet off of Hoffman. Hoffman swinging back with the right. Now they skate towards the boards directly across from us here. Hoffman, a big customer, 6'3", 223. Milbuck over the top, 6'1", 205. They're swinging him. Oh, this fight's going on for a while back at center, and Milbuck will bring down Hoffman with the left.
Boy, he caught him good there with that left. Two tough customers right there.
The bench has one. It's Berg for a shot, stopped by Close, and he gets a glove to it and hangs on. With 3:50 left in the second, we've got a fight. Oh my! It's Peter Tischke, and it looks like both gentlemen hit the deck. And it's Mikhail Robineau.
On Dare Arena went to overtime, and there's been some post-regulation play that has been a common theme when these two clubs come together, and so are the hits just like that. As Matt Miller dumped on the far side, Ryan Label gets back and taking exception. Sawyer Bowen, rather that be C.J. Valerian, a drop of the mitts. And more of a tackle than a fight. It's Valerian hitting the deck. With a period well done into our play. Petrozelli coming to center ice. and it's a drop of the gloves and a goalie fight here in downtown Reading. Keith Petrozelli and David Fessenden in the crowd to their feet, and at center ice, Petrozelli and Fessenden come to blows. Petrozelli down, sent knuckles into the ice by David Fessenden, and the two will be separated. Petrozelli lost his balance. He wanted to go, and Petrozelli met him.
And he'll wrap it around. Now he comes out in front. A save made by Gillies, and it's not frozen, and it's blown dead. Now we get John Martin going to go into McCleary. We're at the bottom of the left circle. McCleary got a little one in. He rips the helmet off of Martin. And 71 with a big right. They're going to trade him. Another one comes over the top, and down goes McCleary with Martin on top.
Away, tries a backhand pass to the left, couldn't quite get through. Koopman as going plowing through his Dornbach. Penalty coming up against Toledo, and Messina's going to challenge Corsia. Corsia was the one who threw the hit. Messina tries to throw a right hand. They're battling in the center circle. Messina gets his helmet ripped off, and then Corsia takes advantage and throws the big right to knock him down.
That means
a fight is broken out here, and it's Kyle Neuber squaring off with Justin Nakbar. The linesman in between, but they're having their hands full. Neuber continues to go at Nakbar. Oh, he's feeding him the stocking stuffer right hands. And we have a Donnybrook on our hands now, just outside the Stingrays bench. Players all pairing up. Neuber was held there, and now there's more activity just outside the South Carolina bench. Smolik in the middle of the fracas. He's held back, and some punches thrown from the bench. Things overboiling here at Hertz Arena. First of back-to-back games. Referee and linesman in there now, trying to separate the duel. It's right outside that Stingrays bench area in a real precarious spot. Nakbar and Neuber are already sent to the locker room. And now a right hand thrown by Jacob Graves with the linesman in between the pair. Graves got in that one last shot with the right, and he's going to be ushered to the locker room.
Of came against Iowa. And we have a fight. It's Jackson, Stewart, and Blatchman squaring up. They met earlier this year, and he'll get a kick started with Blatchman getting one in early. Jackson Stewart throws him up against the boards. Blatchman gets in a few more. Stewart lost his bucket on the first punch, so he's trying to recover on the play and rip Blatchman's helmet off. There it goes. He's got it loose. Jackson Stewart took one, gets back up, and that'll do it with the tilt.
Here's a Denier ready to square off here at center. And a Denier with a couple over the top, getting ready to try to pull that helmet off of Boucher. Now Boucher connects with a right. A Denier coming back at him. Now the helmet comes off of Boucher. A Denier took him down. Well, there's a win for Io. The holiday season, everybody's in town. 4:11 left to go in the period. Outside it comes. Tipped over by Asachuk. Shot fired wide. And now we got another fight. And welcome now. And Isaacson going to go. And Maurice going to get video on this one.
Yeah.
A couple over the top by Isaacson. A couple returns there. Isaacson again. Helmet comes off. Let him go. And finally they go down. Pretty good showing there. On the left side, trying to get it in front to Watts. Backhander right on. Carrier again. Makes the save, and here comes the lumber again in behind the net. And you got more. Now you got, on the other side, you got Braden Guy going at it. And he and Jones, and down they go. Now this is definitely a Allen Wichita battle.
Everblades trailing by 1. At the blue line, puck went off the wall, and it's banked towards the Everblades net and into the empty cage. It was the Everblades that end up scoring in their own net. And now some big pushing and shoving going on. Kasevich coming in there. And we have a big line brawl. We have players hopping on both sides. Oh, the linesmen have their hands full now. Players grappling with one another. Squaring off. Stingrays have a 2-goal advantage. Stingrays sticks there. May have put a dent in that. Now Magera shoving with Hargrove. And they continue to jaw away at one another. Season's greetings on both sides. And now Everblades player throwing the knuckles. That's Sean Allen. Allen throwing the right hands. And Hofer doesn't want any piece of Sean Allen. 'Tis the season for giving, and it's Allen giving. Hofer was receiving. Engelbert took that one, and Sean Allen getting the crowd all revved up. Allen gave it to Engelbert, and Sean Allen all fired up.
Yannick Turcotte and Chris Cameron circling each other at center ice. They engage. They hug. Turcotte tries to land a couple of rights, now trying to land a couple of lefts. Cameron trying to free the arms as the two still. Now Cameron gets in an uppercut, an overhand, another uppercut. Trying to land another overhead. He gets another jab in as the two still circle. Turcotte trying to free the right arm. Cameron tries to land an overhead, does not. And Turcotte trying to land a couple of jabs as well. The linesmen keep letting him go. Yannick Turcotte and Chris Cameron, two of the league's heavyweights. Cameron gets a couple of punches in. And they are now skating back towards center ice. The linesmen looked like they were going to intervene, then they're going to let him keep going. Turcotte and Cameron still circling. Turcotte gets in a couple of punches. Cameron a jab. Cameron an overhead. And now they eventually end up right in front of the Fort Wayne bench. And the linesman will separate him. They let him go for quite a while.
Now it's Sawyer Bolton. Run into by Kurt Gosselin. Now Bolton and Gosselin having a chat with one another, and they're going to drop the gloves. Here we go, another one. It's Kurt Gosselin and Sawyer Bolton. Inside the Thunder defensive zone, Gosselin trying to get a right free. They're both trying to get their rights free, and they're just going to wrestle down. No punches thrown. I would almost give 2 each for roughing, maybe 4. Conroy back after it, takes Master down, and then Conroy leveled with the face as now the gloves are off, and Conroy is swinging away. He got hit with a cheap shot below the goal line, and they continue to go, and Conroy and Bolton up against the boards. It was a high hit.
Now Zloty, now we'll have a fight. So Kennedy gets his licks in. He'll get it against Thomas in front of 5,500.
They're ready.
Kennedy says, let's
Come
dance. Here we go at the center ice logo. They get together.
Time to tangle.
Gets the first punch in. Kennedy is lethal with his right hand. Tail of the tape, we got 6-4 against 6-4. Kennedy gets a right in. Uppercut by Thomas. Left arm free for Kennedy. They tie up. Uppercut by Kennedy. Two big heavyweights going at it. Big shot by Spencer Kennedy. And Thomas gets a shot in as well. Hampton Roads loves everything about this. Uppercut
Another
by
uppercut
Kennedy.
with the left.
And that will do it as the linesman will step in. And Spencer Kennedy's about to blow the roof off this place.
Far in period 1. And a fight at center ice. Logan Drevich, center stage. Logan Drevich and Austin Saints, the Ghost Pirates captain, trying to get the crowd going as Drevich and Saint ready to square up. 22 white versus 91 blue. Drevich, his helmet pops off, and an overhand right from Drevich as they grapple. A left from Saints. And he takes down Drevich at 15-23. A hard hit from Saints.
Maine's got it. Kalikov trying to move the puck along. About a minute into this second period, Maine's got the only, or rather Worcester's got the only shot so far here in this second period. Connor Welsh skating ahead. Here we go. Connor Welsh going up against Carter Johnson. Says, I'll take no more of that. Welsh drops the gloves. Pops him with a couple of rights. Goes back in with the left. Says, see you later. Off the end boards. That'll be scooped up by Arvanitis. And Janelle now being held beneath the net. Hatton drags a man down on the ice. Looks like Vierling's a bit slow to get up here. Dickinson comes crashing in, takes another Mariner and Sarlo down. Janelle's trying to get free of Underwood here on the far side as the pile continues to evolve here. And here we go. Lincoln Hatton's going up against Patrick Gay, hammering him with that right of his in the blue paint. Gay's still got his gloves on. Hatton's trying to drop his left glove now as he delivered a bevy of rights. Dickinson's pulled out of there. More sticks, more helmets, more gloves, more holiday shopping available here at the ECU Center. Up ice, into the middle, and here we go. Gloves are dropped. It's Donhauser and Hudson. It's WWE here tonight at the Railers as Donhauser and Johnson immediately get into it and immediately drop down on the ice. 15-14 to go in the second period.
Stuff. Nakbar and Toure are going to go. Nakbar and Toure. Big left by Toure. Nakbar answers with a right. Pulls Toure down. He's throwing while he's down. Now Toure gets back up and throws a couple while Nakbar's down. Yeah, there he goes. Jabril throwing him while the linesmen are trying to cover up Nakbar.
A 2-1
13:07 to go in the third period here at Santander Arena. Tim Foley along with you. Here we go as it's going to be Bowden's getting into it here with a Royal right out in front of the Worcester net. Throws a couple of lefts and sends them down to the ice. C.J. Valerian got plenty from Matt Bowden's as he
back, finds a man, leads him in, coming towards the net and tapped across. And now we're going to get a penalty as Lemieux is railroaded and Arntzen doesn't like it. And he is going to go at it with Bacanoff down low, and they're throwing blows. Bacanoff takes an uppercut right to the right. Arntzen can throw him. He's known to do it. This is his first fight this year as they lock up underneath the net.
Massa again. Hey, oh, hold on a second. We've got a fight. We're going to do it again. Ty Cheveldayoff, Andrew Parrott, round two. They square up. Cheveldayoff gets a right punch in immediately. Another right from Cheveldayoff. An uppercut from Cheveldayoff. Another one from Cheveldayoff. Continuing to hammer away. Parrott gets a left. Cheveldayoff gets a left. They square up. Cheveldayoff hammering away at Parrott. Parrott ends up on top of Cheveldayoff, but Ty Cheveldayoff got all the punches in on that fight.
He never got it. Timo Feyev near circle and a face-off at center ice. Liam Arnsby, Nathan Kelly, they'll square at center stage. Arnsby, a quick left against Kelly, and then Kelly pops the helmet off of Arnsby. Kelly, 6 foot, 185 pounds against Arnsby, 5'10", 181. Great play by Padakit. And then a hard hit in the far corner. Drevich gets slashed by Reifenberger, and Vitelli wants a piece. And they're going to fight Vitelli and Reifenberger in front of the Ghost Pirates bench. Reese Vitelli and Marco Reifenberger. It's Vitelli's second fight as a Ghost Pirate. Vitelli trying to get the left arm free. Vitelli and Reifenberger, they square up. And both men go down.
Here's Spitters with space. Cuts below the cage. Finds Cal Kafute. That's denied. By Talon Boyko. First stoppage. 7:53 to go here in the second period. And Tim, how about Matt Murphy? His secondary assist. His first point.
Breaking out here.
As now here we go. We got a full-on brawl. And guess who it is? Anthony Collins against Keyshawn Gervais. The fans are to their feet. This is what they want to see. Collins gets the grapple. Gervais starts throwing. Anthony Collins gets a couple, and there's an uppercut. He keeps it moving. Anthony Collins is landing blow after blow. This one's not even close. Gervais is down, and Collins gets the victory.
And the Stingrays get it up the ice here. The puck is sent in deep. And here's a fight, Howard Chuck. He's throwing with Pauliani. Howard Chuck getting his right hand free. And he delivers a couple of hard rights on Pauliani. Howard Chuck taking him down.
Alex Kyle. Things overboiled with the score out of hand. Players going at it. Second of 3 head-to-head meetings between these two teams. No introductions needed to be made. Connor Doherty going to the locker room for Florida. Kelly Bent heading to the dressing room.
Near boards. Across his own line, and now Redekop delivers a big hit, and Cameron comes in to answer, and now he and Redekop are going at it. Cameron and Redekop, and now Keenan and Llewellyn in a secondary altercation. Cameron and Redekop have each other tied up, and Cameron body slams him. Chris Cameron just body slammed Chaz Redekop.
As Boucher and him start to jostle each other, it's at the far side boards. Boucher continuing to kind of charge at him. And then Panett just slashed him right in the leg. And now they drop the gloves. Panett with an overhand right. Uppercut. Boucher, he has the jersey over the head of Panett. Connor Panett got away with a couple of slashes that sparked that.
Edge. Robidoux has time to breathe. Finds Modry with a football field worth of real estate. And now the Swamp Rabbits exit out to center. And now we've got a fight. Mikhail Robidoux goes one-on-one against his combatant. And he lands 2 lefts. Robidoux firing on Hampton. Still going left after left. Hampton trying to tie him up. Robidoux lands another one. He just keeps going. Hampton trying to wrestle him. And finally the linesmen step in.
Woo-wee! Corsia drops his glove and his stick and was going to challenge Blatchman, but Blatchman goes away. Rail looks back at the referee and says, there's 2 of you. If one's watching the puck, one's got to watch behind. Corsia giving it to Blatchman on the far side, chasing after him, now trying to battle, and ultimately, Corsia's not going to give Blatchman a choice in the matter. Linesmen doing their darndest to try and break this one up. Blatchman now tries to connect with the left. Now that he's got the linesman in there to save his day.
Across from the Swamp Rabbits bench we go. Face-off won by the Swamp Rabbits. And now we've got a tussle out in the neutral zone. It's Mikhail Robidoux getting after it again. He and Ty Cheveldayoff tied up. Cheveldayoff and Robidoux have each other locked at the neck at center ice. Robidoux trying to get a hand free for a shot. Cheveldayoff comes over the top. Robidoux tries to counter. Both gentlemen doing great play and defense in this fight. The fans want some offense, particularly from number 16. Robidoux absorbs a couple more jabs. Cheveldayoff tries to come with the left. Both gentlemen wrestle down to the deck. And that will end that with 5:29.
Michael Marquezan leads Galloway into the zone, and DiVincentis makes a save. Jarvis with a fight behind the play. Yermain Yavash and Andrew Jarvis in the neutral zone throwing haymakers. Not opposed to dropping the gloves. And he threw a couple of shots onto Jarvis. Yavash, 6'3", 210. He's a tough customer.
At the top of the ECHL. That shot from the far side. And now here we go. Matt Bowdens drops the gloves and says, come here. He's got Benjamin Lindbergh right ahead of him. The two of them square up, sizing each other up right over the center ice logo. And here we go. Bowdens gets a couple in here. His helmet maybe gets the helmet of Lindbergh to pop off. He goes back in with a couple of rights. They're exchanging them heavy here right at the DCU center. Couple of lefts from Bowdens. Uppercuts each way. Bowdens over the top. Takes them down to the ice. Gets a big rise out of the fans here at the DCU center.
And now you got a fight that breaks out. Connor Lockhart against Salem. They won't let Lockhart go. Then Salem gets Lockhart. After Lockhart falls, and the Bison player from the bench grabs a Wings player. That's going to create some chaos. Lockhart trying to go back in. And now you got even more chaos breaking out. Jackson Leopard reached over from the bench to get involved. And now throwing at Leopard is Berzola. Another fight. Staudiker taking center stage along the red line, dropping the mitts with Pilon. Pilon trying to go for the lefts, and he popped Staudiker, knocked him down to the ice.
In the Thunder lineup, the puck is down, and we are underway here on New Year's Eve, and instantaneously, it's Darian Skio against Colby Johnson. They lock up and start swinging away. Both helmets off. Johnson and Skio. Johnson gets one loose. Skio comes in with an uppercut. They're both swinging. What a spirited fight here at center ice. Just 8 seconds into the game. They continue to fight and both go down. Corner to help out his Whalers teammates. And now another fight. This time it's Tag Bertuzzi dropping the gloves with Mason Klee at center ice. Bertuzzi locks up with Klee as they continue to go. They grapple. The helmet of Bertuzzi comes off as Bertuzzi is trying to get a hand free, and they go down at center.
Slide in, look out. Behind the play, Rydell is all over Nakbar and Anania. Now Nakbar gets his arm loose. And Rydell wants a piece of Nakbar. Anania and Isley. Schwint and Hofer. 11-2 game, 5:07 left in the third. Anania and Isley keep their gloves on for now. And Isley's going to start swinging at Anania here. And there's Anania with a right. Anania with a right. Andre Anania. The jersey over Isley's head. And he's starting to swing as both players go down. And Nakbar with words for the Ghost Pirates bench as they separate Rydell and him.
Was Austin Saint. Saint gets to the puck, left in an open area, takes hard contact. He lost his helmet. Brodzinski denied, and now we've got a fight. Jake Flynn's going to step up for him. It is Jake Flynn up against Nathan Kelly. Flynn got in his first pro fight last year, and he starts off with a right, and he's coming with the shade right. He speed bangs Kelly and takes him down. And
Mr. Flynn.
Telling him, probably asking why he didn't call a penalty on Fraser hitting him. And the ref might have said, hey, this is contact sport, man.
And we got a fight in behind the play. And our Curry for them. And it's Brodzinski. And our Curry, Brodzinski with a right over the top. Trying to get free there. Our Curry with a couple. He goes down. Now Brodzinski will get one in. Happy New Year.
Goes in behind the net of Cavalier as Francis comes in with a hit. Now goes back in for one on Xavier Cormier. And Conroy gets a right free as they are up against the board, swinging away.
Left-hand corner, 4:40 to go in the first period. And now we get the fight. It'll be Parker Jones and Kelly Bent taking it out to center ice. Kelly Bent giving up a lot of size here, but he's got Parker Jones in deep trouble. He got him off balance. Now he fires the right over the top and wrestles him down.
And now dropping the gloves, it'll be Kyle Neuber and Ty Cheveldayoff. These two have been wanting to get at it all night long. Cheveldayoff trying to throw the rights, but they don't land. Neuber and Cheveldayoff, and now back comes Neuber with a couple right arms. Neuber and Cheveldayoff. It's the veteran against the youngster, Cheveldayoff. And Neuber with some big rights. Oh, he buckled Cheveldayoff. Now he slams him to the ice. Kyle Neuber schools the kid, Cheveldayoff. Poke back to the blue line, and at the right point, Landry works it now for Coburn. Big battle going on in front of the net. Calisti now dropping the gloves along with Jesse Lansdell. And Lansdell is throwing the left hand there, and he knocks down Calisti. Now they pop back up, and the linesman in there to separate. And we got another fight breaking out here. And dropping the gloves now, it looks like Justin McCrae trying to get after the Everblades, Sean Allen. Allen can chuck the knuckles, and in comes Allen. Oh, he's ringing the bell there of McCrae. After it is Allen again. Sean Allen, big uppercut. Oh, he flattened him. Sean Allen comes in with the uppercut, and he lambastes McCrae.
On a roulette in the near corner. Pivots away. One-time shot. Oh, we got a fight. Garrett Klotz is fighting Cade McNelly. Klotz gets a right to start. McNelly gets two, gets three. It's a one-sided fight. Klotz throwing the rights right by the near glass. McNelly tries to go over. Klotz lands one right to the face. Gets a hard left, another hard left. Klotz is winning this one. McNelly trying to fight back. A young scrapper. Klotz gets 2, 3, 4 left-handed. Comes back up and over with the right. Klotz still pounding McNelly. Linesmen stay near. At the line it goes. Klotz and McNelly still jousting. McNelly ties up the hair of Klotz. Klotz comes back, holding McNelly's left shoulder. Klotz still continues to work him over. An energy fight for Garrett Klotz. Linesmen now get nearer. They're not going down yet. Klotz going for a takedown. Gets another punch to the right side of Roulette's head. Still can't get him to shake down. McNelly in his Oiler debut fights Garrett Klotz.
Is going crazy. And now McDougal and Corsia pushing and shoving, and unfortunately this game is going to come to an unfortunate end with Louis-Jean Corsia.
LJ was having none of it going after McDougal was Corsia, and then not sure what admiral that is. That might be
Fedoruk. Yeah, Fedoruk's tied up. Frustration's getting the better of Matthew Corsia.
Yeah, he was out there to stir stuff up the whole time.
Doesn't make the most sense in the world to have a guy like that out there with a 9-3 deficit, but
he's going to
Primary assist on the Puteau goal. Oh, here we go, a fight. Connor Millimuck's going to go at Cade McNelly now. McNelly fought Klotz last night. Millimuck sizing him up like Klotz, that shadow boxing move. McNelly goes over the top, gets a couple to the back of the head on Connor Millimuck, who looks to free his right hand. Both helmets are off. McNelly has the height advantage. Millimuck goes over top of the right, cannot land one. McNelly does with the right hand himself. Gets one to Connor's face. Connor loads up the right, cannot connect. McNelly gets a couple of body shots as Millimuck goes up and under. Lands a left on McNelly, goes for a takedown. McNelly falls on top of him from his knees, lands one punch as they're both down. As Connor Millimuck notches fight number 6.
Il avait dû fort, mais ça a été télégraphié et intercepté par Gosselin. Il y a un combat qui va se présenter. Boilard de retour dans la formation va venir affronter Gulka. Un combat de poids lourd, là. 6 et 4, 200 livres dans le cas de Gulka. Et pour Boilard, 6-2, 225. Les deux qui s'échangent des coups et c'est Gulka qui va coucher Boilard sur la patinoire. Boilard va se relever, a tenté tout bien mal de continuer le combat, mais par Cormier. Dufort, réception difficile. Et Boilard jette les gants face à Gulka. Prise 2 au centre de la patinoire.
Aïe, aïe, aïe.
Assez détendu comme combat. Ça, encore une fois, ça semble prémédité. Les deux joueurs maintenant qui vont s'agripper. Toujours pas de coups. Et voilà les deux premiers coups qui sont donnés. 2-3 bonne droite de la part de Gulka. On réplique du côté de Boilard. Gulka à nouveau. Et Gulka à nouveau envoie Mathieu Boilard sur la patinoire. Les deux joueurs qui se font un câlin.
He works it away. Now to Matsushima. Broken up, and Gould will get some attention, and he's going to have to drop the gloves. Gavin Gould getting challenged by Sawyer. Sawyer rips Gould down to the ice, trying to take his jersey over his head. And that'll stop our fight right there.
The wheeling end. And now we've got Seaman and Hausiger dropping the gloves. Seaman, one of the heavyweights in the Federal League, and Hausiger were throwing punches, but the linesman very quickly intervened there. Seaman, see if we can catch this for those watching on Flow Hockey. Seaman saw Hausiger coming and just dropped the gloves and clocked him. And that looked like it stung Cam.
It's 9:35, and behind the play, we've got a fight going. Andrew Parrott against Ty Cheveldayoff. I believe it's Cheveldayoff anyway. Parrott coming out somewhere to some rights. They both go down. It was Russell, not Cheveldayoff. Who I just noticed, and now another trip, another penalty on South Carolina. Lowen wants a piece of Kupka, and they're going to go. Wilkins pulls Lowen away to allow Kupka to get a shot in on it. I don't like that third man in there. Lowen tries to come back with a right arm. Kupka taken down by Lowen. They get separated by the official.
Tries to muster up what they can before having to take him out on net. A drop of the gloves on the foreboards. Mason Primo toe-to-toe with Jacob Paquette. Two skaters at 6'3 plus. Titans clashing. Primo with a couple of jabs. Paquette now squares up. Couple of rights. Those skaters holding each other with a left arm. Trying to get the right arm free to deliver some chin traps. Primo.
Kalamazoo Wings in their whites. Chong-Ming Lee comes up with a body check and then a little extra one, and Lee will go after the Wings player and feed him lefts. With one hand on his stick, will get it free. Center it for Lee. Spins around a shot, and then Nickel takes down Lee, so Budge will check that. Boyer finally gets a lick in on Nickel. This was all waiting to happen, and Boyer is feeding Nickel, knocks his helmet off, gives him some lefts and a few rights. Nickel gets in a good right, knocks Boyer down, keeps on going with some uppercuts. And that'll end the fight.
Zone, and Valerian coming over takes exception, and they're going to drop the gloves. CJ Valerian and Morgan Adams moves in. They hit the deck. Valerian over top, stepping right up for his teammate. Both skaters signed on the same day.
The back half of this game to find that game again before next weekend.
Costantini, and we got a fight coming up here. Center ice, Tyler Polson will be going up with Will Gavin. They square off at the Oiler head logo. Gavin and Polson can't quite get a hold of each other. Now they do. A couple of rights from Polson. They'll go under a top and give him another right. Polson just hammering blows. Gavin gets one hand in tight now as they struggle for separation. Polson, as Gavin taps out on this one.
And now you're going to have a fight here.
Yeah, you gotta.
And McNeely and Wilson going at it. Wilson throws a couple rights, a couple over the top from McNeely. And Wilson will shove him into the boards. And now he's got him in a headlock. And trying to get that helmet off, an uppercut there. Now Wilson back with another, and they both go down. Now that's a cheap shot. When the guy goes down, you never want to throw that last punch, right?
Well, I mean, he already took a run at the goaltender, you know, and that was intentional.
Side they come. Nickel tries to skate through. A check takes a hit from Stockdale, who takes the puck, but then turns it over behind his own goal. Centering pass knocked down as we've got Stockdale and Codd throwing some punches behind the play. Stockdale frees the right arm. Codd frees the right. Tries to land an uppercut. Stockdale ducks out of the way. Codd now landing some jabs. Stockdale trying to do the same. The linesmen step in to break up that.
Knocked away by McKay. 2 seconds and one. That's going to do it. And now Parker Berg gets into it with Kupka. And they have to be separated. And now Austin Saints going in the neutral zone with Josh Wilkins. No gloves have been dropped. Oh my. Now they have. Wilkins tries to come in with a right. Oh my! Austin Saint came in with a couple of lefts. He's holding off Wilkins. It's an uppercut. Oh my goodness! Austin Saint, he takes him down. And the roof just came off the building. Out of the reach of John Parker Jones. He jumps into it in front of the scores table. Roloff throws his weight around, and it's Kupka who comes out with it for South Carolina. Kupka's shot deflects.
Here we go.
And now we've got a fight. It's Jacob Graves and John Parker Jones. Graves tries to come in with a right. Parker Jones has the reach, and now he's got the grapple. Parker Jones trying to get that right hand free. He comes over with a right. Both gentlemen tied up. Parker Jones goes off. Here it comes. He's landed 4 in a row. Parker Jones trying to get the leverage. The linesman a little bit too close for comfort on this. Parker Jones just barely missed on a right. He gets it free. Another body shot. And they both say that's enough.
This is Novak. And Yavash and him run into each other, and the crowd loves everything about that.
I mean, it is insane how just reminiscent this is of the playoff series as we get right towards the wall, and a scrum breaks out.
Here is Yakov Novak as he took a shot at Yavash, and Yavash goes after McLeod. And there's Yavash throwing punches at McLeod in the back of the head.
Meanwhile, on the opposite side, we've got a 2-on-1 dog pile here. Osmondson trying to bring somebody off of his teammate. I mean, this is a legitimate 6-on-6 here.
The officials get in, and Yavash steps up.
Help to produce.
I am surprised that not one of those got in.
And now we've got a fight. Dominic Marcinkiewicz tussling with Tyler Bird. Right next to the Gladiator bench. And they fall on top of one another. Those two are absolutely incensed.
Mavericks
Mavericks control the draw in the defensive end. They were 39 for 70. We're going to have a scrap here at center between Daniel Amesbury, and he's already ramping up the crowd. He's going to be squaring off with Connor Millimuck at center. Amesbury fought Garrett Klotz last out against Rapid City. Millimuck grabs a hold of Amesbury, a big hand right. Amesbury with a couple rights of his own, some uppercuts, and he drills Millimuck to the ice. Still going toe-to-toe at center. Amesbury with some left-hand hooks, and now some rights. Trying to go head and body. Millimuck with a couple heavy right hands, and they both go tumbling down at the Mavericks blue line. A spirited bout there. Rester from Konepke blocked wide. Rush cleared up the near side and out to center. And we got some tempers flaring here. Another bout. It's going to be Jimmy Mazza against Tyler Burney. Mazza trying to get some big right hands, trying to shake his way free from the long reach of Burney with some left-hand jabs. And then they both go tumbling down towards the ice.
Here's Blake Murray to the net, and he missed just high with a backhander. The net came off its moorings. And now here we go. Patrick's and Dominik's Marcinkiewicz. Oh, heck, breaking loose here at Gas South Arena. My, oh my, Jake Flint and Dominik's Marcinkiewicz at the end boards. Patrick's Marcinkiewicz took his man down. That was Quinn Olsen. And now Patrick's will skate back into the fray to stand up for his teammates. And now the gloves have dropped. Dominik's Marcinkiewicz with Jake Flynn. At the far side half boards, offensive zone for the Glads, and now the linesmen get in the way to break it up.
Second period, McLaughlin chips for Andreev near circle. His shot ramps up high into the netting. And now we get some tempers flaring. Carew wrapped up by Radomski. Radomski's helmet came off, and LaFontaine at the other end of the ice, standing out at the Mavericks blue line. And here comes LaFontaine. They're going to drop him at center. Matt Radomski coming out to meet LaFontaine. Second goalie fight we've seen for the Mavericks this year. Listen to this crowd. LaFontaine with a right hand and then taken down by Radomski at center.
And he's going to be guilty of such.
Yeah, we're not done.
Here we go. Louis-Jean Adams-Moisan pushing and shoving. Now we got some blows landed. Louis-Jean wants to get his arms free. Now they're going to dance. Right in front of the Admirals bench, Louis-Jean and Adams-Moisan. Tied up at the moment, trying to get arms free. Louis-Jean gets the right arm free. Hits Adams-Moisan in the head. Arms tied up again. Right connects for Louis-Jean.
That should be an extra penalty on Moisan. That fight strap's not attached.
Moisan tackling Louis-Jean to the ground. Puck goes to Novak as the Lions playing exceptional defense. Big hit delivered by Yerman Yavash, and then Nyhoff goes right after Yavash. And a right connects, and Yavash takes down Nyhoff. He'll take him down for a second time as well.
.45 seconds to go. Kelly Benn out at center ice. Here's a fight with Datema. Oh, Kelly Benn's got the right loose. That Atlanta bench sure did pop up. Hopefully nobody grabbed him.
They'll chip it into the right corner. Doherty takes a big hit from Nakbar. Justin Nakbar tied up with Sean Allen. Allen wants to fight him, and they will. Justin Nakbar and Sean Allen. These two have a history, and Nakbar has given Allen a good old face wash to start things off. Now Allen trying a couple of undercuts. He tries to go over the top. Here we go. Allen looking to go over the top, but Nakbar trying to get that right hand free. They're still going. And they finally separate them.
across the line, into the right circle he goes, backed it right into the goal mouth, and it got tipped on. Bednar made the save. He holds it, and a little extracurricular after the whistle. Griffin Ness not happy, and off he goes. Max Humit's on the other end, and it looks like the two of them will go. Ness has fired a punch, and down to the ice they go.
Kaplan, Rapace, quick shot. Bischel tracks it down with the glove. And now pushing and shoving. Massey with Bean, Kaplan, and everybody getting into it at the bottom of the right face-off circle. Massicott and Rapace. And now Kaplan doesn't have his helmet anymore as he and Germain tangling. And now there's going to be a fight between Willem DeVoe and Ryan Massey. In the right circle, the battle of number fours. Massey dragging DeVoe down as that fight did not last long.
Well, you keep your golf balls in the wallet. Big hit by Punnett out through center on Polson, but it looks like it'll be a penalty. Now Bakic and Punnett, they are going to drop him. Bakic and Punnett back in the Idaho zone after Punnett laid a big check on Polson. Toe-to-toe, far circle, they latch on, Punnett, underneath, over the top, underneath, down on Bakic, back on his feet, Punnett swinging with the left, now the right, knocks the bucket off Bakic, Bakic knocks it off Punnett, oh baby, this is a good one, and they both go down to the ground.
The Mariners get the 1-0 lead about 5 minutes into this opening period. And now the gloves have been dropped, and here's Willem DeVoe and Lincoln Hatton right in the center ring. DeVoe and Hatton. Hatton with a couple of big rights early on. DeVoe trying to come back. So far, Hatton getting the better of him. DeVoe, here he comes back with a couple of rights. A few uppercuts by Hatton. DeVoe staying on his skates. He's taking some blows, but he stays up and tries to get back into this fight, which makes its way over in front of the Worcester bench. And now the linesmen have seen enough, and they get in to break it up.
Time of the goal, 2 minutes, 17 seconds.
Thank you very much, Joe. 3-1 game now. Jacksonville is back in it. Behind the play. Coxhead wants a piece of Connor Russell. They are tangling away. Russell comes back. I don't think he was prepared to fight in the first place, but he's engaged now. Coxhead tries to get a right hand away. Swings and misses from him. Russell comes back with a left. A couple more lefts from Russell. He connects on one of them. Comes back again. Tries to come back to the right. Coxhead then takes Russell down. And the crowd is absolutely in a frenzy right now. Taking it to center ice. Lodermeyer shovels it softly into the Orlando zone. Takes a hit. And then a bit of a shove there from somebody else. McRae wants a piece, and McRae's going after Thornton. Justin McRae against Thornton, pounding away with the right hands. McRae takes him down. He's not finished yet. Linesmen are going to have to do everything to separate these two.
Up. Corsia, near side up the wall. Carew. Goal line for Andreev, and Corsia just destroyed Carew, then gets jumped by Andreev, and Corsia suckers him. Now Corsia's going to fight everybody in a Mavericks uniform. He's going to start throwing at both Carew and Crawford. I think he's fought 3 on this shift.
Yeah, he took Andreev down right away. Andreev's now trying to pick on Lindgren.
And then Carew got in there, and then Crawford got in there.
Corsia's glove went about 15 rows up into the stands.
I missed that. Now trying to wrestle with the linesman to try and see if they can separate from Crawford. Oh, do we have some laundry to sit out here? Over his shoulder, pokes it along. Ortiz, left side, crashed into by Amesbury. Puck stolen. Giroux tries to crash middle, and a Maverick is down. Ortiz now getting run at by Amesbury. It was behind the play, so I didn't get a look at this one at all. Oh, Amesbury throwing some punches at Jackson, and I think, yeah. Oh, now he's going after Gauthier.
As Gauthier went to wiggle the blocker off.
Skates, he'll take a shot. Saved by St. Hilaire. As Gallant gets pushed in. We got a fight! Andrew Nelson's in a fight at center ice with Declan Smith. As Armstrong near the Grizzlies, or Nielsen near the Grizzlies bench. Nielsen gets in a right. Now he gets in a right on a roundhouse. Smith swings and misses. Nielsen at center ice. And Andrew Nielsen trying to power Smith. And now Smith gets in an uppercut. Nielsen swings and misses. Both guys holding each other up by the jersey. Linesmen think about stepping in. Nielsen drags Declan Smith to the ice.
Here's Allen again with a shot. That one changed direction in front. Lodermeyer couldn't get to the rebound, and Luchuk clears it. 2:45 to go in the first, and here we go. We got a fight. It's Wyatt Wilson behind the play, and he's tied up with Justin McRae. Uppercut Wilson. Overhand right Wilson. Linesman went in, and then they came out. Uppercut by McRae seemed to miss. Overhand right missed. Wilson scoring with two over the top right hands. And now the linesmen get in.
Hit there, Hudson on Mianscombe. Up on the left wing side, and Hudson and Isaac Dufort are going to fight. Right at center ice, Hudson and Dufort sizing one another up. And here we go. So far, no one able to get a punch in. Now Dufort over the top, comes back. Hudson got him with a big blow. And now they trade right hands, trying to take one another down. Dufort gets a few more body shots in. Over the top comes Hudson. Swinging left and right now. Linesman letting this one go on as the players, I think, finally tire themselves out. But Jacob Hudson.
Circle Drebich, goal line Armour, nice move, and that's shut down by Johnson. Then Armour got punched in the face, and he didn't like it. And behind the net, Devin Pauliani's going to drop the gloves. Pauliani swinging there as he knocks down a Florida Everblade. That was neat.
And they're going to go. Sean Golka, Spencer Kennedy at center ice. 17:59 remaining in period number one. Two, I should say. Kennedy misses with a right. Golka comes in with some good rights as they continue to exchange inside the center ice circle. Golka gets his elbow pad free as Kennedy, who took a good right from Golka. Golka trying to switch to the left. Comes back to the right. Locks up Kennedy. And a good bout at center.
In this period. Now we get a fight. Red Parsons gonna go toe to toe with Robidoux. They're getting ready to lace it up and tee it off. Here we go. Fight night in Cincinnati. They lock up. Parsons with a few rights. Hits him in the back of the head. Red Parsons teeing off. Oh, baby. Red Parsons. Left delivered. Some lefts from Parsons. Robidoux sent down to the ice.
Face off. Ghost Pirates play it ahead. It's deflected into the Jacksonville bench. We might have a fight coming here. It's Hislop. Has a goal, now he's got a fight, and he pounds a man down to the ice. Braden Hislop.
Down and Bakic comes and cleans up the mess. Great job by Bakic just to get a piece of that cleanly as well. It's tough, and here we go.
Bakic down on the bench as we got a fight now between McNelly and Boucher. McNelly over the top with a right. Another Boucher returning with a right of his own. Now McNelly getting his hand free. Boucher back to his feet. Boucher with a right. McNelly with a right connecting Boucher. They're tied up now. McNelly trying to get himself loose. McNelly driving him away. Boucher trying to tug himself free. Nice slip there by McNelly. Then he gets a right to connect. Boucher with a right. McNelly stopping the fist there on the follow-up. They're still tied up. Still going at it as McNelly's got his hand free and he clocks Boucher heavy. Boucher coming over the top himself. McNelly back tied up, and Boucher and McNelly will see their long bouts come to an end. And both players will head down the tunnel.
Things up at center. Mans takes the other glove off, and we're ready. And a little looky-see. Grabs the jersey, one over the top by Mans. Another now going down after a punch was Gavin. Gets back up. Gavin now. Another connection by Mans. Down goes Gavin. And that's going to be it.
And looks like it's center ice. We got a fight! Nick Canati and Cooper Jones. They're going to fight at center ice. Jones maybe the smallest Grizzly. Canati the smallest Stillhead. As Canati and Jones tie each other up. Canati with a big time right. Jones keeps his feet. Now Canati keeps pumping away with the lefts. As Canati, one uppercut after another. Those two are teammates last season. Canati and Jones hug it out. Linesmen think about stepping in, and they do.
Back around to the right-hand side. Whoa, Hargrove threw a shoulder into Feist. Those two go at it behind the play. Hargrove challenged him. Here's Lowe the other way. He scores! Is the goal going to count? I don't know. We got a fight at center ice. Feist and Hargrove are shadow boxing at center after the goal scored by Lowe. Hargrove a left. A wild left missed. Feist inside rights. 3, 4 of them. Uppercut. Another right by Feist. Another right by Feist. A left by Hargrove. A right by Feist knocks him down.
4-1 score. Blatchman behind the net, charges Aronson hard, plays up on him last second. We get a fight. Sackerman and Yeamans. The captain, Sackerman, gets a body blow in on Yeamans. They are muscled up. Yeamans trying to knock out the legs from underneath. Sackerman a lot bigger. Oh, Yeamans a huge overhand right on Sackerman. Once and twice. Hits him on the face 2 or 3 times. He trips him up, throws a punch on him.
Where Chris Cameron has it for the Fuel. His outlet pass banks off of a stick and comes right into the crease where Verbetic has to cover. And now Lucas Brinton is got the gloves off with one of the Swamp Rabbits. It is Robidoux. Lucas Brinton picking a fight with Michael Robidoux. That takes some cojones. And Brinton trying to free the hand there. Robidoux frees the left hand and he starts throwing some punches. A couple of uppercuts, a couple of over the shoulder throws as well. Didn't really land very many, and then the two tie each other up.
Saying a moment ago, but really it's just their speed, and here we got one going. Klotzy's going.
Well, you knew it was going to come sooner or later, and this one over quickly.
Yeah. Over, though, Connor Lockhart and Max Neal applying the pressure. Neal lays a hit into the far corner on Dylan Carabia, and they're going after one another behind the play. And they'll drop the gloves. Here we go. Dylan Carabia and Max Neal right outside of the Gladiator blue line. Dropping the mitts. Carabia throws a left. How about another? And an overhand. Neal remains on his skates. He throws a couple of shots to Carabia, who's getting held by the linesman.
Stood up by Sean Allen. He was just looking to get in deep to get a line change. Now we're going to get the fight. Sean Allen and Kelly Bent out at center ice are going to drop the gloves. This is a heavyweight tilt. Allen lines up lefty. Bent goes in lefty. Allen misses with a right. Bent with 2 over the top right hands. And he's got Allen twisted around. Bent hard right. Allen answers. Allen knocks the helmet off. Bent with a right knocks the helmet off. Allen with a right knocks down Kelly Bent. Whoa, good scrap there.
Canal onto the end wall. Here's Roulette. Now to Nelson. In the left wing circle, a shot. That one going up high. And then Powell and Roulette getting at it on the end wall here. And I think we're going to see a scrap. Roulette going at it now. Roulette and Powell. Big size difference. Powell coming over the top with a right. Roulette gets a good swing in there. Coming over the top is Powell, the couple. Both guys are tied up, and that'll wrap up that scrap.
Goes underneath. And a pile up behind the net. Gilden in there for the Comets. Gilden still working hard. Now Farmer getting into him, and now this is going to boil over. Gilden and Farmer now tying up. And Gilden takes him down. And now he is going to get his money's worth. Gilden. Couple of shots in on Farmer as they go to the ice. And now we got another one on the other side there. That's Lucas Brenton. And Brenton. Who does he got? He's got Petrozelli in a bear hug, and now Brenton with a couple of right hands. Petrozelli trying to get his hand free. And now we got more going on near the penalty boxes. And now Brenton takes Petrozelli down. The referee is going to have to intervene as a linesman is now getting into the mix of Lombardi and Gansky. Comets still hold the season edge at 3-2. And everybody now trying to break up. And now we got Goudreau and Brochu talking. Oh, look at this. Oh, here we go. Brett Brochu going after Goudreau. And now we have got Deacon, Poot, and Hossinger. Deacon, Poot, and Hossinger are going into the Indy bench. They are throwing hands. And Deacon Poot has got him wrapped up. And look at this. Oh, look at this. The jackhammer by Deacon Poot taking Hossinger down. Couple of shots in the back of the head. And Brochu, he is waiting for it. He is telling Goudreau, let's do it. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, Johnny. Oh, and we got another one going. This time it's Brady. Brady goes down. Now Brochu getting ever closer to Goudreau, who is cowering down into the dressing room.
Glass, and that will do it for 20 minutes here at Maverick Center. Horvath runs into Cade Nilsson, and now we got a yard sale as Cade Jensen going after Horvath. And here late in the period, Horvath throws a right. Now he throws an uppercut as Horvath is going at it with the Grizzly, and that's Craig Armstrong. Horvath and Armstrong are really exchanging some blows. Horvath throws down Craig Armstrong as they decide to drop gloves.
Worcester's not too happy about that. Callan leans into him and backs up his netminder and Bullion. Was a delayed high sticking call. Here we go. This thing's not over yet. As Atlanta and Michael Markuson now giving it to Callan. Here's the two of them are going. Here we go. Gloves are off. Callan goes over with a couple of rights. Markuson back in it with a few of his own. Back and forth in the corner. They're swinging him here. Markuson's got Callan pushed against the boards. And the linesman intervenes. Stick taps all around.
Costume. The Canadian Mountie, Swampy the mascot, in attendance here tonight. Food and drink specials as well. And now we have Sean Allen dropping the gloves at center ice. And he's going to square off with John Parker Jones. 8 seconds into the game, and the players tie one another up. These are two big, rough, tough customers. Jones gets that right hand going. Some body shots there. Allen's helmet pops off. Jones still flailing with the right hands. Allen now gets that right hand going. Big time fight here. Main stage, center ice. And Allen and Parker Jones still squaring off. Jones caught him with that right knuckle. They continue to jostle with one another. Some more body shots there by Allen. Allen and Parker Jones. Oh, what an epic fight this is turning into. They're still going at it. Body shots there by Allen, and he buckled Parker Jones.
Right wing circle. Pass by Legrone is deflected up into the glove, and then Farron's going to go into a fight here with Shea, and he's just going to buckle up as now they get each other a little bit loose, dancing around. I actually think that it's Jensen, and Jensen gets a hand free. Now Farron getting a hand underneath. Jensen taking Farron down to the ice, and both players will head to the box for 5, maybe additionally more, but I don't think a penalty was coming. Sending it ahead. Final 2 minutes of the game, 1 minute 43 remaining, and now a scrap. It's going to be Farron's second of the game. Farron and not quite sure who, but they're both tied up on the boards, and then head down. It's Earn Ern's been wanting one all night.
Trying to golf it back down low. Went off of Ballant. Now behind the end line, Wagner. Oh, great stick by Hoffman. Wagner trying to find Constantino. And now Ballant and Milmuck going toe-to-toe with 11 seconds to go, even at 2, and they go tumbling down to the ground.
16:20 to go in the first period. Scoreless game so far. Worcester and Atlanta. And here we go. We're off and running. It is the likes of Markuson who ends up delivering a heavy right over the top. He's got a railer wrapped up with him. That's Lincoln Hatton. As they wrap up this series here in Atlanta with a 4-2 loss on Saturday night. The horn sounds, but everybody's pushing and shoving down beneath the net, trying to get their last licks in here. These two teams are done playing hockey against one another the rest of the season here. Hatton's trying to get a couple more in. This has gotten ugly here at the final horn. Hatton trying to throw a couple in on Hansel. Cipollone's trying to reach in as well. Patchy's got a man tied up far boards.
In the lineup last night, he's the one taking the place of Bocage, and those two are scrapping. Let's see if they drop the gloves. They're still squared off. Here we go. Right at the center ice face-off logo. Cheveldayoff and Beauchamp. Cheveldayoff trying to rip off the helmet of Beauchamp. Can't do it yet. Now he gets a big right hand, and he gets the helmet off. Cheveldayoff another right to the back of Beauchamp's head. Still squared up with him. Beauchamp trying to get his arms free. Oh, Chevy nailed him. Chevy nailed him. Dropped him right down on the logo. Ty Cheveldayoff just planted Anthony Beauchamp. At the far side half boards. Centers it for Beauchamp. We've got a fight again at center ice. It's Zach Jordan this time against Paquette. Jordan tries to get his right hand free. Paquette cannot connect on a right. Jordan has him tied up. And they both go down briefly. They come back up. Paquette gets a right away. He misses. Jordan looks to come back. Jordan tries to come back with a left hand. He takes him down. Jordan lands right on top. Cannot get away from Nicholas Gay. Now in the neutral zone, the Icemen get a steal. Here they come. Kosh, can he get there? Not quite. Just out of his reach. We got a fight coming. It's Xavier Cormier against Brody Crane. Cormier gets the first right. Crane comes back. Crane tangles up with him again. Cormier takes Crane down. Crane gets right back up, puts a right hand again on Cormier. Finally, the linesmen come in and separate.
Abadaz goes awkwardly into the boards. Battle for it, half boards. Calverley throwing cross checks, and here we go. Christensen in the middle of it. And they're not going to blow it dead as they continue to battle, and we're going to see if they're both going to go off here. We got gloves down, and Christensen and Calverley, and Christensen is lighting them up with rights. Oh, baby. Now a couple of lefts for Calverley as these two go toe-to-toe, tossing back and forth, and over the top comes Christensen.
Lets it go down in the corner, pushed away by Polino. Now we got a fight. Isaacson and Boucher going to go. A couple tough heavyweights there. Boucher got a few in. Isaacson trying to get free. Comes over the top with one. And Boucher took him down. And Britt Doherty with a big smile on his face down there. The former Allen American enforcer.
Numbers in transition. Stanek feeds it across. There's a shot by Hughes. It trickles wide. Stanek gets it right back. Penalty's going to be called here. And here we go with Bear Hughes. Bear Hughes and Andre Bisson are grappling with each other. Are we going to have a full brawl here? Bisson wants it. Bear Hughes frees up his hands, lands a right hook. Bisson gets a few lefts on Hughes' face, and Hughes gets it going with the right hands again. The fans are on their feet. They love it. Bear Hughes gets the helmet of Bisson in his grasp. They're still grappling with each other, and they finally go free.
Barnero to Luchak, and it just handcuffed him. Woo, hard hit there. And we got a penalty coming up in a fight. McCray and Feist. And Feist has got the right loose on McCray, who's in deep trouble. Man, oh man. That was not the fight that McCray wanted.
Period. Here's Bouchard down in the corner. And here we go. We got activity in behind the play.
Frazier.
Now Amesbury and Cole Frazier going to go at it. As the gloves come off, Frazier trying to get free. Amesbury with a couple. And now Amesbury, and they go down quickly. Frazier on top, but the officials command to break this one up.
Couple of games for the Ghost Pirates, despite being undersized, we'll call it, I guess. A hard hit by Lovey at center as he drilled Locust. What a hit by Foreign Green, illegal check, as Walsh in his own zone for Trevich. Looking to snap it across and a fight behind the play. Connor Lovey against Charlie Combs inside the Ghost Pirates D zone. Lovey and over the top for Combs once and twice. Combs continuing with an uppercut, and Combs stings Lovey, but he hangs in there. Combs against Lovey. Lovey looking to get his right hand free, knocks the helmet off of Combs, and the players go down and are separated at 16-14.
Anderson stays on the ice. 4 seconds to go. Walsh. Oh, Anderson, big takedown. That's going to draw something here at the horn. And a man was kneed. They didn't call a penalty in a fight. Bosk rips down Matt Anderson. A terrible missed call by the referee. It's blocked. Net front. Jam. Still loose. Iowa ends up with it. Fires it down. Bullseye! Oh, yeah, baby! That's some shoving. Here we go. Oh, the goalie getting involved. There's a fight. An empty net goal. Iowa leads by 2. Chaos in front of Iowa's net. Messina chucking him. So I think is Calverley there. The fight is over.
Forechecking there. Middendorf has it in the corner. Eric Middendorf protecting. Troy Murray is tangled up, and we got a scrap. It looks like we do. Murray is tangled up, and he jumps on top of his man. Troy Murray was tangled up with Corsia. Then Dakota Seaman jumped in there and tried to attack Murray from behind, but Murray took him down. And the crowd loves that. And we got more. Corsia has his bucket off. And he's being thrown up against the bench. Everybody's getting into it. Jacob Graves and Corsia are grabbing onto each other. Here they go to neutral ice. They're just grabbing each other.
Line with Thrower and Daniel Amesbury, and here's Thrower. He's going to go.
Josh Thrower in his 3rd fight against the Oilers this year, going at it with Cade McNelly. Thrower with a couple big right hands on McNelly with a right of his own. The helmet off of McNelly, and then he's taken down behind the net by Josh Thrower. And listen to this crowd.
Goalie interference, right? I mean, is that the only thing that you look at there?
Possibly, yeah. Oh boy, look at this. Caleb Lawrence is going to square off. And he comes in hot. Caleb Lawrence and Evan Noss going one-on-one. Both gentlemen huge. Lawrence comes with 2 rights. Noss trying to counter. Noss comes over with the right. Lawrence pops him. Oh my! Lawrence with a couple of hard jabs.
Ooh.
He comes with another uppercut. He dropped him. Caleb Lawrence dropped him.
Oh, what a fight, partner.
Skated in last night's game against the Kalamazoo Wings. He stopped 31 of 34, and we got a fight breaking out. Hoffman will drop the mitts against Parsons. They meet at center ice. Yet to lock horns. Finally, Hoffman gets his left in on the horse collar of Parsons. He's giving him a couple left bumps. Parsons getting a few rights and knocks the helmet off of Hoffman. Hoffman then pounds him down to the ice. He connected with a good right that sent Parsons backwards and then flopped forward.
Corner, huge hit. Parker Bowman just lays out Alex Sheehy.
on the right wing corner. Smith shoots. Oh, here we go. Parker Bowman's fighting the goaltender, Bischel. Bischel throwing some right punches at Parker Bowman, who returns a few. This is incredible. The linesmen step in. And a minute after midnight, a fight between Parker Bowman and the goaltender, Ryan Bischel. On the middle, Denny is poke checked by Bischel. What a play! He holds on, and now there's some pushing and shoving. Here we go. Yermo involved. Some punches thrown. Mo drops the gloves. Colella is fighting Zeke. Colella gets some left uppercuts. He and Zeke go down. Mo on top of him. Mo wins the fight, and the linesman tackles him after.
Here's Jackson Pearson knifing his way through. Right wing side in a fight. Here's Logan Drevich against Carson Denemy. Standing up for Josh Davies. And Drevich with a left hand on Denemy. Drevich dropping the gloves as they're tied up in the Ghost Pirates offensive zone. And then Drevich, a rock bottom on Denemy.
Another rebound. And I tell you, you take that. Oh, here we go.
Oh, my. We've got some fisticuffs coming out at center ice. All the pageantry. It's Matthew Corsia and John Parker Jones. Corsia with 131 penalty minutes on the year. He tries to come in with right. Parker Jones holds him off. Comes in with a few left jabs. Corsia connects on a right. Parker Jones trying to stave him off and get his hand free for a kill shot. And both gentlemen are wrestled to the deck.
Save Bjorklund. Garen Bjorklund with a big stop off the partial break from Zach Jordan to keep it tied at 0. And again, that's Jacob Graves. He was not happy with Lodermeyer. They are going to go. Lodermeyer had the high hit on Thompson. Graves is sticking up for him. And here we go. Graves has his right hand free. He's looking to drop the hammer on Lodermeyer. Lodermeyer countering. Lodermeyer's grabbing onto Graves' jersey, and Graves got his right hand free. He's looking for the throw down here. They are still going. Graves trying to throw him to the ice, and he does! Jacob Graves sends him down, and the fans like that. Johnson are having some words again as they line up next to each other on the draw, and they grab each other. Here we go. It's another scrap. Murray and Johnson chucking knuckles, and Murray is feeding some rights. They're going to come back at each other here. Fists are flying here in North Charleston. We've got a good dust-up. They keep throwing. Johnson trying to go over the top. Murray countering. These two were having words into the penalty box, and they are not done.
Up the far side. Masters can't handle it. Sackerman bats at it. Come back the other way, and we get roughed up. Sackerman having a conversation. They're going to go as Sackerman and Cook line it up. And Colin Sackerman, the captain, coming over the top with a left, and they the left circle in the defensive end, and a right, and down. It's Cook.
Barrier stops up, waits for help, got a man. Thornton with room, drive, and that was blocked. And we got another fight. Here's Tyler Bird going. Bird in a fight with Dylan Karabia in the corner, and the linesman got in there. Bird ends up on top as Karabia spun him down at first.
Knocked down. Puck inside the Tahoe zone, and at center ice, we have ourselves a fight. And it's Anthony Collins throwing the right hands. He's dropping the mitts with Sean Allen. Two rough, tough customers squaring off. Allen took another shot there at Collins. Collins trying to get that right hand going. Now Allen pumps with the right. Back comes Collins as now they're trading bombs from downtown Estero, Florida. Sean Allen of the Everblades and Anthony Collins for the Tahoe Night Monsters.
Back behind his own net. Activates towards center. And the pass got played to Amesbury, who drops the gloves with J.C. Brassard. Amesbury with some haymakers. And then trying to get some left-hand uppercuts around the linesman. Amesbury hot right now in front of the penalty boxes.
I'm going to try to describe it the best I can for you as we got a fight. Here's Kelly Bent going to go with Shovel Day off at center ice. And we're just back in time for this. Heavyweight division here. Shadow boxing over on the Jacksonville side of center. They both grab on. Kelly Bent a quick right. They're both tied up now. Shovel Day off trying to right that missed underneath. Whoa, a big right by Shovel Day off. Hits Kelly on the side of the head and knocks him down.
La bagarre éclate en territoire des Lions. Keyshawn Gervais et Wyatt McLeod. Oh, Gervais place une droite solide sur McLeod en entrée de jeu. McLeod fait 6 pieds 3, 203 livres. Et dans le cas de Gervais, 5 et 8, 165. Oh, et là, McLeod vient de frapper 2 droites, une troisième. Gervais tente de le tenir à distance, mais la différence de portée est remarquable. J'ai l'impression que les juges de ligne vont intervenir avant que le coup de trop ne soit donné.
There. Reaching that long stick into play and breaking up the play. Romain Rodzinski looking up the ice. Gets it ahead to McGarrett. Jay Sisley gets tangled up, and we have a scrap. Jay Sisley up against the boards, is dropping the mitts, and a big throwdown from Isley. Jay Sisley and Miles Gendron get tangled up.
Stops, centers, saves Stead. He'll cover up. And a pushing and shoving match away. Outside the paint area, there was a Mariner who was poking at Stead.
That's Osmondson going berserk down there.
You don't want to be losing too many guys in a situation like this, where you know you need your offense.
Timofeyev might be going here in a minute with McCollum. And
sure enough, emotions, they're at an all-time high now here in this game. Yeah, you got Osmondson just off to your right.
I was about to say, too, Wes, I was trying to figure out who, but...
Here we go. McCollum and Timofeyev throwing punches. Rights for McCollum. And now Timofeyev. His first fight of the year at the scope. Right by McCollum.
Timofeyev wanted it. He better start throwing them.
Big size discrepancy between the two. And McCollum pushing Timofeyev up along the boards. And that'll do it for that scrap.
On a good look there by Braden Watts from the far corner. Now we're going to have a bout at center ice between Josh Thrower and Nick Isaacson. Here we go. Thrower and Isaacson sizing each other up. They charge at one another. Thrower with a couple overhand rights. Another one on the cheek of Isaacson. Thrower with a couple more rights. Isaacson with some rights of his own. Thrower sending Isaacson to the ice, and listen to this crowd.
By Gay on the near side. Vitelli in stride. Here he comes through center. And behind the play, Pat Gay and Copperwood. Gay trying to get the left hand free. He can throw him. Copperwood ties him up with 6 minutes left in the first, or in the third period, I should say. Gay tackling Copperwood to the ice. And the fans love it.
Drake pokes up the near side wall. McKee looking to center. Drake got in the way, and Fippois is going to take on McNelly as they skate their way inside the center circle. Line each other up, grab a handful. Here we go. McNelly misses with the right. Waugh tries to come back with one. Both flying with the right hand. Both connecting there, it looked like. Swinging around. McNelly, helmet getting wobbly, falls off. Hits the back of Waugh's head. Waugh tried to wind up and fire, then switch to the left. Now McNelly to the left. Long bout. McNelly going uppercuts. Right hand. Waugh over the top left hand. And they eventually maybe go down. Linesman trying to get McNelly, trying to throw a couple more as it finished. save Murashov. McKee overskated a chance of a rebound. Then McKee threw a punishing hit against the wall. And now we got a fight. Timken and McKee against the far side boards. McKee tried to pin Timken. Timken gets rid of that elbow pad. Has his man pinned. McKee's a large lad. Timken tries to connect with the right. They pull off the wall. Timken tries to come overhand with the right. They go down. McKee, a right hand.
And a save made by Gray. Rebound by Neal. Shot blocked. Neal and King going toe-to-toe. And Neal drops the gloves. Sticks him right away with the right. Neal pops King's helmet off. King gets in a right. Now they're trading haymakers. What a tilt between the two. King gets in a few more. Oh, Neal sticks him with a great one and hauls him down. What a fight.
Seventh-year steelhead. Now McEachern in for reinforcements. White being held onto right at the neck area by Somerville. Delayed penalty call. Cross to the bench for the extra attacker. Thrown. Here goes White. Oh, baby. A.J. White dropping the gloves with Nico Somerville to our left. White hanging on. White, a couple of rights. Down goes Somerville. And we talked about that line, those two guys. Here goes Miller dropping them. Oh, Miller's going to drop him with Declan Smith seconds after tying the game. Smith and Miller latching on to our right. Smith over the top of Miller, gets his bucket off. Miller drives him up against the boards. Miller over the top knocks the bucket off Smith. This place is going bananas.
Et là, ben, on jette les gants. Corey Thomas et Sean Golka qui laissent tomber les gants. Les premiers bons coups ont été donnés par le numéro 36 du Thunder. Quelques petits coups de la part de Corey Thomas également. Il vient de laisser tomber le dernier gant. En fait, c'est le protège-coude de Golka qui est tombé. Il y a quelques bons coups de part et d'autre. On s'agrippe quelques coups qui touchent la cible de la part de Golka. On tente d'envoyer le géant Thomas par terre. On agrippe le derrière du casque de Thomas de la part de Golka. Alors que là, les deux bonhommes continuent de danser. Finalement, les officiels qui décident.
And he missed the net. Back once more. Singleton couldn't contain the zone. And now Caleb Lawrence is going to get into it with Dylan Carabia. Oh boy, he came in with an uppercut and he takes him down. 10.8 seconds left. And Caleb Lawrence and Dylan Carabia lock horns.
He does, but Hofer charges into him. Hofer is tangled up, and he's going to go. Hofer and Klee, here we go. It's some family Sunday fisticuffs. Hofer feeding a couple of right punches. Ryan Hofer, 6'4", is going to town on Klee. Hofer's feeding him, and the crowd is absolutely loving it here in North Charleston.
Right circle, Swart to the forehand, blocked, rebound. Arvanitis turns that away as well. And now he'll cover up.
Muck it up.
Pushing and shoving right in front of the crease.
Stewart's throwing hands.
Garrett Surgis has dropped the gloves and lands a shot. And both guys go down in a hurry.
Their team able to get more than one goal up on the other one. Canada never took a lead until Connor McDavid's winner. It's the perfect showcase for hockey, especially in a day and age where it's basketball time for a lot of people.
Now we're going to get a stoppage as Connor Fedoruk was just trampled on by Stewart. And are we going to get another fight? Yes, we are. Rights connect by Connor Fedoruk onto Stewart. And another right connects, and another one. Another one. Goodness gracious. Now Stewart lands an uppercut. Rock'em sock'em robots in the near corner.
Stewart trying to connect. But Doric pushing Stewart up against the boards. This is Stewart's second fight.
I was going to say, Stewart's going back to the penalty box like a minute after he left it.
Point, and with room, Thornton got it to DeRoe, shoots up high, saved close, rebound, Newkirk scores! It's not going to count. And now they go after Newkirk. Close's helmet came off, Newkirk shot the puck, and they're going after him. And now Cheveldayoff's teeing off on Thornton. And here we go. Here's another fight. It'll be Cheveldayoff and Feist. And Feist has the right loose. Now Cheveldayoff, they might as well let him go. The linesmen have him tied up. Two strong boys right there.
Cheveldayoff skates it to center ice. Tries to play it in deep. He cannot. But Matt Vernon keeps this game 1-0 now. Cheveldayoff's dropping gloves with Davies. Cheveldayoff pounds away at the right hand. Davies comes back. Cheveldayoff waiting to get his right arm free again. Here he comes. Uppercut from Davies misses. Cheveldayoff throws down. They both fly to the ice together. Almost helicopter style.
Can on the left point. Blatchman comes over knee to knee. And here we go. They're going to go right at it. And a big left hand by Wall. Blatchman holding it up, a right and a left coming through. They're just going to toss it back and forth, a heavyweight bout. And Blatchman came over knee to knee in front of the K-Wings bench, and Wall wasn't going to have any of it.
Now the puck is down and the game is on. And we're going to have a fight off the opening face-off. Helmets off, the whole thing. Matthew Corsia and Darian Skio, they come close together and start wheeling in center ice. Skio through first, now Corsia shakes off the elbow pad, tumbles around. They fall down to the ice. And that's how we start the hockey game, 5 seconds in.
And a 1-0 lead for South Carolina. Engelbert has the marker, and now at center is Kyle Neuber. And he's dropping the gloves at center ice. He missed the game on Wednesday. Neuber back in there and a big right hand. Oh, from the heart of the village of Estero. Kyle Neuber throwing the knuckles there. Sends his man Tyson into the boards right at center ice there. Isley lowered his shoulder at the last split second and sent Tyson flying. Now Kyle having some words with Isley, and again things on the verge of overboiling here at Hertz Arena. We've already had a few skirmishes tonight. Now Isley mixing it up, and again tempers flaring. Jasevich in there having some words for Isley. Jasevich not pleased with Isley in that check, and now at center ice, Hofer knocks down Tyson, and it's now Doherty on the near side. He's having some pushing and shoving with Nakbar. They're really getting in one another's kitchen, and now Nakbar has the right glove off, and now Doherty throws his down as well. Nakbar got a few rights in there. Doherty now throwing the right arm. Again, Nakbar with a shot. Nakbar and Doherty squaring off. Two tough guys in the ECHL, and the linesman in there to break up that duo. He dumps it in deep. Everblades in a bump in the schedule here for sure. Now bumping going on around behind the net. Betts getting fed right hands by Hofer. Hofer going to town on Betts as the linesman in there trying to separate. Hofer feeding the left hands now, really incensed. Forward Ryan Hofer absolutely blowing a gasket. Last year when he played in the ECHL with Atlanta, he scored 6. He had 1 in 9 games with Milwaukee in the AHL, and now Henry dropping the gloves with Graves at center ice. First pro fight for Curtis Henry going up against the veteran Graves as they hit the deck in the neutral area.
Voigt trying to play it out, and we're going to get a tilt. Pelon and Parsons going toe-to-toe at center ice. They drop them. Arms are up. We're ready to go here at Heritage Bank Center. They lock up, an uppercut there. Parsons takes a mean right. Now they hug up. Parsons trying to get on the offensive. Arm is tied up. They're throwing him here. The helmet comes off for Pelon. He is swinging him at Parsons, and Parsons just trying to muscle him down to the ice. Parsons gets a hold of him, and that will do for this tilt. They're still going at it despite the officials breaking it up.
Le côté éloigné. Yantis est là pour la relance. Yantis a été frappé au genou. Cormier est là, il y a un avantage numérique. On jette les gants. C'est Thomas qui vient venger de son coéquipier. On s'échange des coups avec Kennedy. Finalement, Kennedy va envoyer Thomas sur la patinoire. Coup extrêmement dangereux.
We'll see it moved up the far boards. Here come the Bison. Big hit from Ryan Massey. Mashes him down to the ice. And then here we go. Drops the glove. It's him and Boyer. Ryan Massey. After a big clean hit in open ice, Boyer tries to answer the bell. Here we go. Massey throws a heavy load of rights and gives Boyer no time of day to respond.
Our rink for those tuning in on Flow Sports. Well, tonight it's Alexander the far side came off the shelf while taking center stage. Sawyer Bowen gonna drop the mitts with Maine's Jackson Stewart. Gloves are off. And the spotlight at center where Bowen and Stewart trade heavy rights. Bowen over top, underneath, feeding Stewart his lunch. Bowen looking for the edge, gets the right hand free. Both tangled up, the hair flying, the fists into the chins. Bowen with a hard left, back with a delivering right. Stewart standing tall, both skaters sign of respect and give each other a wide-eyed grin.
They have really been a tag team dynamic duo so far in this game and this season.
So Lemos working at a 2-point night. So is Ty Farmer, and now the gloves are off. It's Swankler and it's Zach Bannister. And Bannister takes Swankler down.
I know there's a lot of Bannister fans out there.
At it last night and dropped the mitts. Nothing doing right now. Both teams shorthanded tonight, but Murray having some words with Neuber, and now Murray drops the gloves, and Neuber as well. And Kyle Neuber and Troy Murray, part two. Neuber gets one right in there. How about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Oh, it's an annihilation. Murray's like a punching bag, and Neuber going to town. An absolute destroying. Kyle Neuber raises his.
And now we're going to have a fight off the draw. Burke dropping it here with David Cotton. This is near the bench. Cotton with a couple of lefts. Burke finally gets his right free, ducks one, and a huge right hand. Cotton then switches and goes righty. He throws a couple of jabs, and they lean up against the boards. Uppercut by Burke. Burke another big right hand. Heavyweight bout as they continue to throw back and forth. Still going at it. Now Burke knocks him down. Advantage of a Kansas City penalty by Landon McCallum. And now we're going to get Boucher and Amesbury in the center circle. The two of them square up. Both of them took their helmets off. Boucher, couple of rights, grabs him out of the jersey. Amesbury grabs Boucher's right hand. They exchange heavy rights. Another big right. Boucher an uppercut. He unloads a left. Takes the jersey over the head of Amesbury. Another continuing throw there by the two heavyweights. Amesbury gets his jersey back over his head. Uppercut Boucher. Boucher and Amesbury. What a bounce between these two. Another left hand there by Boucher. They're in a bear hug as they start to make their way near the center faceoff circle. And then a show of respect.
Took a couple of good chances here as we're going to get a fight.
Timken got Vandalise to say yes. Make sure that stick doesn't trip anybody up. They line each other up in the far circle. Timken comes over with a right after Vandalise tried a left. They grapple tight. Vandalise loses the helmet. Timken has that right, ready to bomb. Vandalise tries to come over top for the left. Timken wraps up the arm, gets him around the neck. Vandalise tries a couple of rights. Now Timken responds with a right as they go down to the ice.
Blue all around the jersey. Here's the opening puck drop. Idaho controls it, and off we go from Rapid City, and right away, here's a fight. Here we go. Nicholas Canade and Jackson Leopard. They waited a few seconds to not get match penalties. Here we go. Leopard sizing up Canade, both good fighters. Canade swings, gets a couple of rights and lefts in. Wails around on Jackson Leopard. Jackson comes back with a couple over the top of the right hand. Sheds the helmet loose. Leopard nailing Canade up and over. Crowd into it. Canade swings, misses. Leopard gets the knockdown punch. Down he goes. 9 seconds in. Leopard salutes the crowd.
They're sending it down all the way. As now we got the first fight of the series. That's Parapelic and Anthony Collins. Here we go. Collins lands 2, grappling with Parapelic right in front of the Allen Americans bench. Anthony Collins gets one more. He gets another. He's laying into him with the uppercuts, and that gets the crowd going early in the game.
Looked like there was a tangle there. And now we get a fight here, and look who it is. It's the heavyweight. Number 62, Justin Portillo, goes toe-to-toe with number 36, Sean Golka. This is a heavyweight scrap at center ice. They lock up Portillo. We've been waiting for this one. Gives a couple of rights. Gives some to the body. Hits one upstairs. Portillo. Oh, baby! Justin Portillo. Oh, mercy. He is teeing off on Golka. They're still going. They lock up. Portillo gets him into a bit of a chokehold. They get tied up. Now the officials jump in, and Golka getting his swings when he can. Too little, too late. 10-9.
Between last night and today. As Hyder makes a save, it's loose. He's down and tracks it with his glove. And now some more fighting. Jeffers and Markazan. Now Tyler Drevich has his gloves off as he officially will go to blows with Zach Ewens in the left wing corner. Drevich remains on his skates. Ewens the same. Ewens misses a left. Drevich looking for lane to get a shot free. They go riding into the left wing corner, and the linesman will come over to break it up. Those two incensed.
Battling Riley Webb. Rodzinski, as he drilled. Penalty coming up. Rollins with the hit. And now Webb drops the gloves with Rollins. We're going to fight in the left corner. Rollins the right. And Webb trying to get his right loose. Two big boys going at it here. Haven't seen Rollins do any of this. I know Riley Webb from his junior days. He's comfortable in this setting. Webb trying to get his right loose.
This season over the weekend, skated into warm-ups. A couple of jabs at center ice now, a drop for the mix. It's Ryan Leibold for the Royals, trading right hands with Adirondacks. Ryan and Nolan. Neutral zone, square off. Couple of licks from both sides. And it's
and after it was Sullivan. Rotates it around far side. Mazza with a good hit there as he drills. Got out of the ice. And now stepping over Moynihan as he's going to go toe-to-toe with Jimmy Mazza, unloading with some right hands on Moynihan.
Able to get that shot away as we have a loose neck guard inside the neutral zone, and now the gloves are off. It's Keyshawn Gervais at center ice against Cole Timken. Gervais, his second scrap with the Adirondack Thunder as they eye each other up. Oh, and Gervais comes in with a right immediately, and he stings him, and Gervais keeps swinging away and picks up the victory. Keyshawn Gervais.
Vulcan still holding Grima down. Crowd wants a penalty. There have not been any called in this game, and there still haven't been, as the Comets clear it all the way down. Gaudreau is begging for an icing, and now we're going to have penalties. Chris Cameron and Nick Deacon-Poot have the gloves off. Cameron has Deacon-Poot pinned to the boards next to the fuel bench. He's trying to throw him over, and now Cameron gets a couple of jabs in on the body, and the linesman intervened.
I saw that whole play from start to finish.
Time expires in our opening period. And we have a fight. Blatchman and Robidoux could not wait. They tangle at center ice and start pulling the lawnmower. Robidoux continues with lefts and hauls him down. And they're still jawing away at each other. Blatchman, oh, he got another, oh, he hit the ref? I think he hit the ref. And then wrestled out by Staudiker. Loose puck into the Iowa zone. Coming out is McClellan. He gets checked by Mans. Mans will engage with Swankler. Swankler gives a few fists to Mans. Mans gets in a right, knocks off the helmet. Mans' helmet goes flying.
Wednesday, scoring at least 5 goals in the game in their last 8 games. And we get some tempers flaring here from the Idaho bench. Nick Kanade with a big right hand of Berezowski, trying to return some punches of his own. Then Kanade wrestles Berezowski to the ice.
Left point, Dockery hopped over a stick. It's a foot race. Bulmer is going to get to it in the zone. Bulmer takes it to goal, and he is taken down by Dockery, and now Bulmer is delivering the punches on Dockery. Bulmer did not like that hit at all, and now Lucas Britton is wailing on Somerville. Those two finally get each other in a bear hug, but not after Lucas Britton landed a couple of big hits.
In period number 2, Adirondack scored 100 seconds into the first period. Needing some of that magic, but some of that magic going to come in an early brawl here. Timken got in a fight yesterday. Dropping the gloves once more with Gervais. Gervais and Timken, round 2. The right hook, missed from Gervais. Timken on the left side, drops him down to the ground. Gervais back on his feet. Both players exchanging punches, and Timken going to hit the deck.
Did not go on, and we continue playing with 17:40 to go in the first. Hard hit, Feist stood up Brodzinski, and now John Parker Jones goes after Feist, and we got a fight up to the right of the Orlando net. Two big boys, Parker Jones and Feist. This comes after the hit on Brodzinski by Feist. Uppercut right by Parker Jones, and they go down. Now they're back up, and Feist lands an uppercut, and that'll do it.
Direction, and it's an icing call on Bloomington. And now a fight breaking out. Max Neal throwing down with Hadubas. They lost their footing, and then Hadubas throws Neal down again. And Neal gets in another bump at the end.
The line. On the far side, Polino dumped it back outside Kulikov. He'll fire one way up high off the glass. Polino's got it again. We got a fight, and it's going to be Broussard and McRae going at it. Broussard trying to get free, was holding on. Now he's got him in a headlock, and a punch to Broussard, another one, and Broussard goes down. The officials come in to break it up. He had to hold on to the jersey.
Engagement dans le coin, rapidement, là, avec la vitesse. C'est le train de 7 heures qui s'amenait. C'est Liam Payton. On a une reprise à la pointe, Paquette. Et là, il y aura un combat au centre. Yann Scoum devant Janelle. quelques droites. Là, Mian Tkoum a le dessus là-dessus clairement pour l'instant. Jenner de notre droite, on s'échange. Et là, finalement, c'est Mian Tkoum. Jenner se retrouve les 4 fers en l'air.
It's the opposite of that. We're underway here in the third. Even strength 5-on-5. We got a fight right off the draw. Newkirk goes after Singleton, and he is hammering Singleton. He took a swing and went over top of him, fell down. Now he's back up. Linesman trying to break it up. Newkirk got in 5 more laps. Whoa, that's a tone setter right off the draw. Kirsten all the way, saved by Hay. Rebound shot wide from in tight by Coxen. Whoa, Nazarian gets a cross-check in the face from DeYoung. Kirsten went in there. Get out of there, Spencer. Here comes Feist. Yep, that had to happen. And Coxet. Oh, Kirsten pulls down the Greenville player, Garagach, as it's all broken down here. And now the fight out at center ice. DeYoung and Feist have broken away from the pile, and they'll go center circle here. DeYoung and Feist. DeYoung with his helmet off, shadow boxing now out near the Orlando blue line, and a right by Feist, and a right by Feist, a right by DeYoung. Big right by Feist missed. They're tied up now. DeYoung with a left, and he goes down with Feist on top.
You gotta fix that out if you want to win this game.
And Wichita wins the defensive zone draw and clears, and we've got gloves off. Chris Cameron and Dylan Boucher. They're circling each other. It's the two captains. They engage. Cameron delivers a right uppercut. Another punch to the back of Boucher. Now he's got another. He nearly had leverage. Now Boucher is trying to get a couple of punches in. Cameron blocks that. Gets another jab. Another uppercut. And now Cameron trying to flee the left hand. Boucher gets in a couple of punches. Now he's starting to get a ton of rights in at Cameron. Cameron trying to get leverage on Boucher. And now they free the right and the left, and both try to deliver punches. The linesmen keep letting him go. Boucher, a couple of punches blocked by Cameron. He tries to get another jab in, and then the linesmen say, all right, guys, that's enough.
Out of the air fervently by Griffin Luce. It's shot, glove save made by Michael Bullion on a low angle bid from the Admirals. And here we go. They drop the gloves. Lincoln Hatton says, welcome back, Andre. Drops them and hammers a couple of rights in the corner. They go back and forth. Bakanov gets a good one in. They go down to the ice, and the tilt wraps up in the corner there.
Gets to the Smearick, bottom of the left circle. Centers it across. It's going to go all the way onto the zone. Forces. Now we get Salem going to get in a fight. He's dropping the gloves. Him and Lewandowski. Back to his feet as Lewandowski gets a big right in. Salem comes over the top. They wrestle all the way down.
Lambden turning, centering in front of the net. Puck is loose, and Pfizer couldn't get a stick there. Now it's played to the near side, and at the blue line it got past Landry, and now back behind is Lambden, and he throws the punches on Cameron Buell.
Down 2 goals. The good thing is we know Jacksonville can strike quickly, but now we've got a fight. Ryan Cranford dropping the mitts as both players go careening next to the South Carolina bench.
Pushing him to the boards and ending it quickly.
And now we've got another fight. Justin Nuckbar and Brendan Datema. Back-to-back tilts. Here we go. Right at center ice. Nuckbar gets a shot. Datema returns one. Both players remain on their skates. Here's Datema with an overhand, and both players go down. Right
onto the net of Cormier. He steers it away. 3:45 left to go in the first. No score between Orlando, and here we got a fight. It's Kolkodzi for Orlando, going for it. Both helmets on, the gloves are off. He lays it right. Now Kodzi's helmet is up, and he takes his man down.
To 4 games now. Started on Wednesday.
Olivier Nadeau gets tripped up, and we got a scrap here. Jacob Graves. It's Christopher Brown going. And who is that Stingray that jumped on top of him? Pass down behind the Stingray net. Thompson gets rammed into the boards, and he's going to stick up for himself. Here we got a fight. Blake Thompson going to town on Olivier Nadeau. And Nadeau with a cheap shot on Thompson. If you poke the bear, it's not going to end well. Blake Thompson drops Nadeau to the ice. Is goal number 4, so a Famulari's Pizza promotion is unlocked. And here we got a scrap. Up against the boards, it's Justin McCray for Jacksonville against Ben Howardchuk for South Carolina. McCray trying to feed a bunch of rights in there. Howardchuk looking to get some punches in himself, and down goes McCray at the very end. The officials separating the two. Arthur sending it back to the right side, and it goes down behind the Stingray net. MacArthur tangled up in front, and sure enough, it's Combs and Russell. We're gonna go. Number 7 against number 7, Charlie Combs against Jacksonville's Connor Russell. They square up. Combs looking to get a right in. He gets a left in. Russell with a couple of lefts, and it Combs with a throwdown. Charlie Combs drops Connor Russell to the ice.
Period. The Americans are still 0-0, 22-13 of the shots. All the way over
there
now.
We go.
And here we are, you're right. And it's going to be Cameron Knoll. If he can get his glove free there, finally, he's going to go down to one knee, and they got to get in there and break that one up. He never really got a chance.
Tyler Weiss sends it down behind the Swamp Rabbits net. And we got a big fight. Justin Nakbar and John Parker Jones. Two tough customers squaring off. Nakbar is going to go against his former team. And he's looking to go over the top on Parker Jones. Here we go. They're swinging now. Nakbar grabbing the jersey. Parker Jones off balance, but he steps back up. Both players landing some punches. And now they're really throwing. Here we go. They get exhausted.
Looking across the line. Millimak hands for Mo as he was dumped. And a fight here. Bowman going at John Gormley. Giving up a lot of size. Bowman goes at him. Gormley's first fight. He gets clocked once. Returns one back at Parker Bowman. Both have their helmets still on. They both trample each other down. And an early fight as Gormley laid out Luke Millimak. Zone. Bennett and Bates. Here we go. Wagner's going to get his first fight as a rush skater. Wagner and Stenil go at it. They grapple right by the rush line. Their bench looking on, giving stick whacks. Wagner and Stenil go at it. A couple of punches landed by Stenil. Wagner goes up and under. Tries to get one back, and his helmet comes loose, and they go down.
It was a good hip check. It was just a hard one.
And now here we go. Timken is going to drop the gloves. Darian Pilon will do the same. They were chatting, and right off the draw, here we go. Let's see. Darian Pilon starts with a right uppercut. And now he's trying to get the right hand free on Timken. They gave him another uppercut. And now Timken trying to fire back, knocked the helmet off of Pilon. Pilon trying to recover, got another right free. The two of them tangled up, and finally the linesman will break it up.
Get stick by Reese Harsh, clearing effort, glove down, and then Walker delivers a check. Here comes Hoffman, in on a breakaway, fires, and a save made. Back the other way, Walker and Johnson dropping the gloves. Johnson with a right, and Walker goes down.
Play. We finally have our first whistle exactly 3.5 minutes in, and a great crowd. And now we've got a fight brewing here. Ben Howarchuk and Chase Lang at center ice. Lang with a big right uppercut. Oh, he landed it right on the chin of Howarchuk. Howarchuk tries to come back. Lang comes back, throws him down to the ice, gives him a shot to the back of the head. And this crowd is fired up. It in. Lodermeyer absolutely drills Dean Locust. And then Crane with a little bit of a hit. And they're going to go. Dean Locust and Brody Crane drop mitts. And Crane gets a right hand away. Locust comes back. Crane gets another right hand away. Crane with another right. Neither of them are super used to fighting, but Crane continues to wield a couple of bombs away and then takes Locust down. Crowd absolutely in a frenzy.
Ryan Finnegan, won by Wichita. And off we go. Here's the heavyweight fight. We get it now. Garrett Klotz and Dylan Boucher. Maybe the Mountain Division's two best fighters. The whole crowd stands. Klotz stands into Dylan Boucher, misses with two rights. Both helmets are off. They size each other up. Boucher tries to land one, does land 1 and 2. Klotz comes back, tugs his jersey. Up and over. He gets them. 2 and 3. 4. Speed bagging him now. They're banging away. They're banging away. Jersey on top of Boucher's head. Klotz goes under. Gets the takedown. Boucher back up. Linesmen step in. And that's all for that.
That was Lucas Brenton and Ty Farmer, the defenseman. It's,
oh
wow.
Lesser.
Hey, Brendan Less is in a fight now inside the defensive zone. What happened there?
I didn't really see what happened there. I don't know if Lesser gave him a shot.
Dakota Seaman and Brendan Less.
Gorman's able to drop it off for Powell. Now Powell and Aragon push each other near the Grizzlies bench. We get a whistle as linesman Andrew Collins has a tough task. Now Colin Kleinendorf using a little bit of force on Powell. Now Powell pushes Berg on the bench. Now Powell's completely lost his cool. Nicoletz throws 3, 4 rights on Powell. Now Nicoletz and Powell drop the gloves. Nicoletz with a big time right, and he drags down Jay Powell. Boy, Braden Nicoletz, and the Grizzlies bench goes nuts.
Rondelle libérée, ça a quitté la zone, oui. J'étais très bien placé, l'officiel également pour le noter. Et là, il y aura un petit attroupement au centre. Qui d'autre? Chacon qui est là.
Oui, Chacon n'est pas un petit client. Et encore une fois, Isaac Dufort lui va se mêler de la fête. Et voilà, c'est parti.
C'est Hatton avec Dufort. Tentez d'arriver dans la distance, là, c'est que des droites d'un côté et de l'autre. Le jab de Dufort est pris présentement dans le collet d'Hatton. Hatton, 6 pieds 3 pouces quand même, là. Dufort, 6 pieds 2, 180. Bonne poigne des deux hommes. Et là, il y a eu un coup de casque avec juge de ligne à la toute dernière seconde. On en perd.
We don't want any funny. Oh, right. Conroy hammered. And here comes Golka. Golka starts swinging away down low, and now everybody's in. Breton grabs a hold of Golka in the corner. Now hammered down to the ice was Conroy. He doesn't like it. Conroy goes after Farmer, who has a full shield on, but Farmer initiated it, and Conroy swinging away.
He did initiate, you're right.
Farmer started it, and Conroy trying to finish it. And Farmer goes down. And here comes Conroy for the exit. And Bielek has words for Conroy as he exits the ice. Now Gervais comes over, and they're going to go. How about that? Gervais did not like what Bielek was saying to Conroy, and he goes right at him. How about this on a Friday night? Conroy still on the ice.
as Gervais and Bielik. Gervais went right after him. The puck had not dropped. This penalty will come at the same time as Conroy's. And Keyshawn Gervais wasted no time.
So in the latter part of period number 2, and we're going to get punches thrown here. Berard, Isley throwing, and here we go. Berard's dropping him. Isley's going. Berard with a big right. Isley eats it. Isley trying to get it going, coming over to the top with a right. In the right wing corner, they joust. And now he just throws Berard down. Didn't want any more fent to the mouth hole.
Night in Trois-Rivières. And a big hit by Lars Rodna. Wheeler hit hard up against the near wall as Burke and Brenton, now Wheeler's going to drop the gloves. Wheeler comes in with a right away, and he stings Burke. Wheeler comes in with a second right, and he takes down Burke at center.
Asking if Timken would honor him with a fight. Timken, well, he tackles Portillo down to the ice. Portillo wanted that. I'm not sure that Timken did. They skirmish in the crease. Oh, the linesman's in there, and Portillo tries to keep on throwing. Oh, and now he's going to come out of the bench and come to Corsia and have some words for him. Portillo still thinks he's in the Federal League.
Wednesday in the series opener at Maverick Center. So it's 2-0 Allen, and the Grizzlies are hoping that this isn't reminiscent. We got a fight! As Josh Thrower's going to throw hands with Reed Purpleluck. Thrower skates in on Purpleluck. He'll take a right. Now 2, 3, 4 rights for Thrower. He's throwing haymakers. Thrower with 7, 8 rights. Uppercut knocks down Purpleluck. Wall, Messner will throw it towards the far side. Berg looking for a bouncing puck. Arujau with a big-time hit. That's going to be a penalty, though. Allen will skate to the right side. Delayed penalty. They veer off to the right. Shot to score! Jared Westcott fired it over Barcheski. And now we got a fight as Arujau's over on the right side fighting Hudson Wilson. As Wilson throws a strong right on Arujau. Arujau with an uppercut. Wilson now connects on 2, 3 rights. Now Wilson goes to town on the left. Arujau with a couple rights. Arujau with the big-time punches on Wilson. But both guys are throwing haymakers in this heavyweight bout. Arujau with 2 rights. As he gets a couple crosses in on Wilson, and the linesmen step in.
Where it is, the Oilers eventually find it as McKee flattens Bowman. They're in a battle there, trying to get to this loose puck. And McKee and Bowman start scrapping here in the corner. Maybe a bit of frustration there. You see head coach Rod Murray's got a better angle watching it up on the video board.
The only other time when the Nailers and Admirals will not play on the same day. Oh, center ice fight, and Laviolette drops Robidoux! Oh, yeah!
Good. And they've all picked up points over the last several games. Oh, big hit there along the boards from behind on Broussard, who tried to get that puck out. And now we got a fight. And Frazier going at it. Go ahead and call it for us there, Caleb.
Oh, they're just throwing punches in the face. Grab it onto each other. Grab it. Frazier has open arm. Punch it in the face. Oh, it's there! Frazier's down!
And here comes a fight as Jackson Edward has dropped the gloves and is squaring up with Xavier Cormier. So Edward is going to make his Mariner debut with a bang as he starts throwing right hands at Cormier. Cormier comes back, obviously trying to fire up his team after a rough second period. The tangling continues right near the center circle. The officials were going to get in. They back off a bit now as the takedown finally at the end by Cormier.
sends the Swamp Rabbits now into the offensive zone. O'Hara, we've got a fight coming up. It's DeYoung against McRae. They're going to square off at center ice. They close in on one another. Let's see what we got. DeYoung against McRae. McRae gets the first couple shots in. DeYoung gets a couple in now. McRae tries to counterattack. McRae looks to get a right hand away. McRae with an uppercut, then a right cross from McRae. DeYoung comes back with a left, trying to get back with another right as McRae. Man, what a bout that one was.
Through center, it's Tanner Shackle. But Brendan Les gets there, and he is hammered against the end boards. And he is furious, skating back to the bench, giving it to the official. His helmet came off. He went head first, and now the gloves are off. Gervais has dropped the mitts with Ryan Maschie at center. They lock up. Maschie misses with a right. Gervais comes in with a right. Now another. Maschie blocks the third right, throws one as well. And now Gervais comes in with the uppercut, and they both go down. Is picking up. This game feels like a playoff game, and then Conroy was taken down with what looked like a knee, and the Railers score, and now a fight back behind the play as Isaiah Fox sticking up for Conroy after another no call on that, as Conroy is furious and Fox stepping up to defend his team.
Nothing on the goal by Cronin. And a fight. Morgan Adams-Moisan and Jackson Stewart. Adams-Moisan getting the better of the youngsters so far. This is a veteran fighter in Morgan Adams-Moisan. And Jackson Stewart maybe a little bit out of his weight class, but not scared to go after the big man. Adams-Moisan still feeding him rights. Stewart trying to get back into it a bit. Adams-Moisan is keeping his head back to avoid any connected punches, but the officials are still letting him go. Oh, now a couple of big uppercuts. Adams-Moisan pounding away. Stewart sticking in there like a champ. With Edward. And this is a long whistled offside, and now another fight. Xavier Cormier for the second night in a row. This time going with Michael Underwood. Last night he fought Jackson Edward. Underwood and Xavier Cormier, and looks like Xavier swung and missed, and then Underwood put him down. Feeds it back to Hudson. Hudson makes his way across the line on the right wing side, is taken out, and there's going to be another Trois penalty, and there's going to be a fight to address the situation, and DeVoe is going to take on Adams-Moisan. So this will be the end of the game for Adams-Moisan, because he's going to have his second fight, and it's a captain-on-captain tangle. And Adams-Moisan feeding DeVoe his lunch.
And the gloves staying on for now, and now they're off. Connor Grega against Connor Doherty. And Grega trying to get his right arm free. Some kidney punches by Doherty. Grega over the top, taking Doherty down. A loud ovation here at Enmarket Arena. It's Grega's first professional tilt. The goal line, Davies shoveled on net, rebound try, stopped, and the net is off its moorings, and again, more pushing and shoving. 12:06 left in the third period, and Davies incensed. He's got Sean Allen in a headlock. And Evan Cormier is skating to center ice. Will Cranley, the goaltender, having a word. Cormier is at his own blue line. And here comes Cranley. They're going to drop the gloves. A goaltender fight. Cormier and Cranley separated by the officials. Cranley and Cormier. Cormier takes down Cranley. Down goes Cranley. Down goes Cranley.
Season. As Milo Rollins drives down the right wing. Kelly Bent goes crashing into Hyder. He's a little bit too close to the crease for my liking. And Brendan Danema drops the glove. He asks Kelly Bent, do you want to go? And he says, yes, I do. We've got a dust up in Duluth, baby. 2:50 to go in the first. Brandon Datema and Kelly Bent. The two locked up with one another. The 6'5" Datema against the 6 foot Kelly Bent as Bent rides him down. Datema.
Cato enters the zone. Justin Vive now on the forecheck. Does enough for Bruder, and we're going to have ourselves a scrap. How about this Friday night showdown? Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. It's Red Parsons going toe-to-toe with Drake Pilon. Pilon throws a blow. That doesn't connect. Already without his helmet is Pilon, and they are chucking him. Parsons delivering some heavy rights. Pilon with some lefts. They're throwing him. Parsons connects, and they both go down. If you weren't into the game yet, how about that?
Quite honest. Now Jesse Tucker and Vulcan have dropped the gloves, and they're going to let him go.
Tucker's first fight.
Gets the overhand on the back. Vulcan's trying to free the right arm. Tucker frees the right, gets an overhand in. Vulcan tries to get a couple of jabs in. Tucker looking to free the right arm, gets an overhand. 1, 2, 3. And Jesse Tucker now pinned along the boards by Vulcan, and now the linesman will intervene.
Left circle, Gay's offside, and then he takes a hard slash, and Gay goes right after Nurse. And Allen wraps him up, pushing and shoving at the far corner. Pauliani and Lambden. Could this be part two? Pauliani drops the gloves. Some uppercuts over the top on Lambden. The third man came in. Pauliani swinging on Lambden as they both clash down into the Florida defensive zone.
Indeed, is Murphy trying to keep that puck in. Good work by Asachuk, and now he and Kudla going at it. And Asachuk now, Frazier coming in. The gloves come off. Here we go. And everybody getting involved. It's like somebody just got pinned on the mat in the center of the ring. And there is helmets, there is gloves. And now Murphy is trying to get Frazier fired up and pointing at him. And Frazier will head straight to the Allen locker room. Well, Bonnie Gill's going to have a pretty good talk there with McDonald. And now here we go again. And a punch thrown by Frazier. And there they're going to go. Frazier pounding away. Frazier with a right. And down goes Murphy.
Well,
wow.
He kept running his chops. You're going to find out. You flap your gums, you're going to get them shut. And that's exactly what Frazier did there.
And I'm not sure Murphy knows what planet he's on right now. With the attendance tonight, 6,273. Well played, fans. Thank you for coming.
Another arm up again for another Allen penalty. This is where you just drop the gloves and go.
Here we go, and it's going to be Pearson going at it with Watts right in front of the penalty box. That's where they're going to be headed shortly. Watts with a right. Pearson trying to get free. Watts with a couple rights again, and down they go.
Well, you know that any contact you make is going to immediately draw a penalty, so if you want to go with someone, just drop the gloves and go.
Net, it is held here by Brodeur, and here we go. Sean Gulka is going to drop the gloves here as he's taking on Lincoln Hatton. The two of them square up at center ice, and we're off. Hatton keeping him at bay with that left, gets him over, under. Gets another one right across the front, over the top, takes a couple. Good bout back and forth here between a couple of big boys. Hatton ends up losing his footing. The two of them tumble to the ice.
Matt Hubbard's try, gets it back, looks to the net front. To Hadabas. And we get a fight here. It's Hano and Crone slugging it out. Hano lands on top of Crone. A fight between Hano and arguably the best offensive player in the league, Hank Crone. Hano gets the takedown.
Montgomery bumped off to the far boards for Robidoux. Oh, and then an interference call. Boyer got checked by Kennedy and then slashed. And Kennedy gets challenged by Murray. Kennedy going over top of the officials to punch Murray, and then Robidoux grabs his right hand. Oh, and then Murray takes another one.
Throws it in around the boards. Carroll's there. Woo, was he hit hard by Pat Gay, who came in from the blind side. DeRoe comes over, challenges Pat Gay. Penalty coming up to Orlando, and here's a fight with Jaden DeRoe and Pat Gay. Jaden DeRoe firing rights on Gay. Gay comes back, and he's got the right loose now on DeRoe. Wow.
Of carryover power play time, just about. And Knoll must be careful here. He exits the penalty box, and he is coming. Oh, here we go. Parsons and Knoll are fighting at center ice here. The gloves have mainly been dropped, but the linesmen are all over them. Now we'll get some extra shoving. Knoll takes down Parsons. Bosk is engaged at center ice. Stakoviak, Rocco, the ref is going to have a ton to deal with here. Oh, there's more. Five is almost stepping with his skates on Knoll's ankle. I don't think he was intending to do that, but he almost did. Oh, Parsons is grabbing the ref and the linesman here. He threw a rabbit punch trying to get back to Knoll.
Teams will miss out on the Kelly Cup playoffs here this season as a huge hit high on Busby. And now Welsh is playing the puck. He's going to go to the bench. That hit was by Stewart, as that is Jackson Stewart, who will get the penalty as Busby is holding his face, skating to the bench. And now Shaw Boomhauer is going to drop the gloves in his return with Stewart right at center ice. Jackson Stewart, Shaw Boomhauer. Boomhauer with an uppercut right away. Swinging away, comes in with a right. Boomhauer's helmet goes flying. He ducks out of the way, and now they lock up. Boomhauer trying to switch gears as Stewart swinging away. And that'll get the crowd going.
Hernandez, and Hamiluk knocked down. He knocked down his man. That was Jarvis. They collided just inside the blue line, and now Jarvis dropping the gloves with Sean Allen. Allen not happy with Jarvis sticking out his leg, and Allen making him pay, going to town with a couple big right haymakers. Sean Allen.
Goodser, and his pass was mistimed, and Noel takes it away. Shot by Goodser away. Oh, he's going at it with Noel here. They've dropped the gloves in the corner, and Goodser tackles him down. Gloves were dropped, not really a punch, but Goodser had enough of Andrew Noel. And
Wall.
Cross is kicking tonight.
14 saves already, and now Zins was dumped from behind by Sullivan, behind the net of Cross. And Gagnon's dropping the gloves against Sullivan. Gagnon underneath, now throwing the lefts on the near wall. Gagnon over the top. Sullivan and Gagnon. Gagnon did not like the hit that Sullivan delivered on Zins, and he steps in to protect his defensive partner.
Tour repris dans Works. Tente le lancer, va fendre l'air. L'autre côté, un tir et quel arrêt de la part de Jones! Il vient de voler un but à Jordan Martel pendant ce temps. Il y a épreuve de force là tout près. Avec Works et Paquette, c'est maintenant Corsia qui s'invite de la partie pendant que le jeu va se rendre jusqu'à Caster. Ne prendra pas de chance avec la mitaine, va arrêter. Et le combat qui s'enclenche cette fois-ci, c'est Hannes Boisan. Hannes Boisan, épreuve de force avec Corsia. Les deux qui s'échangent des coups. Une bonne droite, une deuxième. On réplique de la part d'Hannes Boisan. On s'échange à quelques reprises et droites. C'est Hannes Boisan maintenant que l'emprise. Les coups dans les côtes. Les deux joueurs qui s'échangent les droites. Et cette fois-ci, les juges de ligne vont intervenir.
Martin, snapshot with Bannister driving, and that's collected by Jonathan Lemieux on the top right part of his crease, and we get rough stuff, and Clement not used to going. Him and Martin want it, and the referee pulls aside, gloves off, and Clement throwing rights. As now Martin sheds his gloves, they're underneath the net on the right side, and Clement just blasts Martin down to the ice.
As Keyshawn Gervais looks to be shaken up a bit behind the play. And now the gloves are off, and Skio with 3 punches ends it quickly.
And Combs gets his hands wrapped around O'Leary, and we are going to get a penalty. Hawerchuk get pushed. O'Leary's got something. Kelly's going to drop the mitts and land some heavy lefts. Hawerchuk and Kelly, rock'em, sock'em, robots. And down goes Kelly with some big shots from Hawerchuk.
Kelly took a shot there. That's not Nathan Kelly's game like it is.
Onto the ice. Punted a big hit right in front of the Idaho bench. And the door open, and now Punnet's going to drop the gloves. The Punisher going at it, and Johnson is down. And Punnet's going to go right into the box.
He was going to.
So he was going at Brand. As Brand came in to step in after Johnson was hit.
There. Troy Loggins tried to sandwich between Blackwell. Gets pulverized into the boards, then gets fallen on by Blackwell. The other way, play still happening, as now we got a fight with Blackwell and Loggins. Loggins without his helmet on. Blackwell drops the gloves and starts laying down punches. Loggins barrels him into the boards. Still punches being thrown. Troy Loggins and Spencer Blackwell. Blackwell lands one, Loggins gets the next. But Blackwell falls down on Troy Loggins.
Men trail 3-2. We've got a fight going. Out of nowhere, a fight. Braden Hislop and Reese Newkirk. Hislop squaring off with Newkirk. Neither of them can get a shot away just yet. Newkirk tries to come to the left. Hislop will try and do the same. Still right now it's a wrestling match. Hislop tries to get a right arm free. He does. They both go down. And the linesman will separate them. Something with this. Orlando wins the draw. They get it immediately to center ice. Icemen get it back from there. Trying to play it in deep. Solar Bears get it back. It's a bouncing puck. We've got another fight off the play. This time it's Nadeau and Braden Lowe. Lowe tries to come back with a couple of rights. Another fight in the final minute of the game.
Pirouettes away from Thornton there to cycle the puck deep. Nakbar looking to assert his presence, and he lays a body check. Allows Combs to take it. Combs has it behind the net, trying to center. Combs tangled up, and Nakbar. Already the gloves are off. Justin Nakbar going to town. He's known for this. Oh, baby, Nakbar going to give a knuckle sandwich here. And he throws Harper to the ice. Whacked in the face by Feist, and Barrett's gonna go. Andrew Barrett is dropping the gloves with Kelly Bent. Barrett is known for this. He's looking to wrestle him down. They're bear hugging each other now. Both of them looking to get punches in. Barrett going over the top with a couple. Oh, baby. Barrett face washing him now. Who will get the throwdown? Bent gets one in the end, but a good, solid scrap.
6 and 7 on the road in Jacksonville. And at center ice now, Needham looking to drop the gloves with Justin McCray. McCray and Needham are locked. Their sticks are down. They are really getting one another, and now a headlock. Needham, now they're starting to throw the punches. McCray and Needham, and McCray landed on top there.
By number 58, Andrew Barrett.
And we're going to get a fight out at center ice. Van der Leest and Kelly Bent. Van der Leest answers the challenge. Big time strap here. Bent in with a left, and he's got an early jump on Van der Leest. Two right hands from Bent. Another right by Bent. A right by Van der Leest. A right by Bent. Bent's got him down and in trouble. He rips him down to the ice surface, and the crowd goes wild here at Kia Center.
Now come the Nailers. Pietila feeding far side. Corsi, a shot held by Millett. He gets decked in. We're going to have the teams come together with all sorts of rage. Laviolette pounding away with an Admiral. So is Martel. Oh, now Corsia chucking. Make that Pietola with Fedoruk. Corsia has a friend if he wants to go. Backboards, Pietola and Fedoruk.
As we get a fight here, Bakic and McLaughlin. Gloves have been dropped. They grab each other. Bakic gets a nice one in. A right by Bakic and another by McLaughlin. McLaughlin has Bakic's jersey over his head, and the two tumble, and Bakic.
Pass. And the Heartlanders will get across the line. It's pushed into the corner. And no, it's going to be bumped right up. And now here we go. More nonsense. Walk away, Tyler. No, we're going to throw hands. We got Miyato and Inamoto. And Miyato with a couple of right hands still going away at Inamoto. Inamoto just right now trying to play defense. And now Inamoto goes down.
Jostling back behind the play. Newberg's not even playing hockey right now. They're going to fight. Here we go. Bent a swing and a miss with the left hand. Newber over the top with a right that missed. Newber a right that missed. Bent got a right over the top. Newber a right. Bent a right. Newber a right that missed. Kelly Bent trying to hang in there. Newber with a right. And down they go. Well, now Kelly's not done yet. He goes after another Florida player. Who's that, Doherty? Rips his helmet off. Not done yet. Toure now goes after a Florida player at center ice. Here's more. Newber trying to get back in the action. We got a brawl. Doherty, third man in on the Toure fight. Newber trying to get back into this. Toure takes his man down. That was Doherty. Newber's now off the ice.
Three-2 series lead, and out of the chute, we're going to have a fight. Morgan Adams-Moisan and Yerman Yavash. They'll dance on the outskirts of center ice. Yavash, a couple of fights this year. Right connects for Yavash, and they both go down. A double knockdown. Adams-Moisan and Yavash both connect. Listen to this crowd.
Ils vont y aller.
Voilà, ils vont y aller.
Ils vont y aller.
Et voilà.
C'est là que ça se passe.
Les gants sont tombés.
C'est là que ça se passe.
C'est là que ça se passe. Adams-Moisan contre Newber. Et c'est pas un combat pour les peureux, ça, Félix.
Pour l'instant, il n'y a pas beaucoup de combats. Là. Les deux bonhommes qui s'empoignent.
Attention, Newber qui va décocher quelques gauches. Adams-Moisan tente de se décoller de lui. Plus de portée pour le capitaine des Lions. Et Newber vient toucher la cible.
Newber qui n'est pas facile à renverser. 225 et 265 livres. Là.
Et là, c'est un bon combat de lutte, mais pas vraiment capable de donner un coup de poing. Et c'est finalement Newber qui va faire tomber Adams-Moisan. Et quand même, chapeau.
Exactly what transpired, especially in the games here in Canada. As Toledo will back it up, they'll hold it. And they can celebrate the Trois-Rivières Lions as they are Kelly Cup champions.